Hey, what's up now? All you scallywags, nutmeggers, now going to turn all of my volumes down because it is hot like fire in here when we are online and the Red Sox are playing. I didn't even look at the score, but your favorite gal pal is here. Give her a round of applause. Rozan
bottom
is
line,
in the house.
The biggest critics, the most important critics are the rate.
You see this?
They said that
this is exactly what I'm talking about. When I have to run in here late, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, Rozan is in the house. How are you, my dear? Oh, I didn't turn your microphone on. I told you. I know, again, this is a classic case of when we are scrambling to come here and get the show together after we run to a press conference. It is, again, scatterbrained. I need an assistant. I know that I do. I refuse to take one.
Yep. So you have nobody to blame but yourself.
I know. It's all my fault. It is all my fault. I can't seem to get it together. I've got screens that I need to open up that I have to put in my password into the screen. Can I tell you a little inside baseball here? So when you work at a corporation, nobody wants you or wants your stuff to be seen by anyone else. So what they do is they put on a screensaver that automatically happens after 15 to 20 seconds. And so I have this screen here to my right that Brian Shackman uses as well. And Brian Shackman is notorious for leaving all of his tabs open and all of his business.
Like your cell phone.
Same thing with my cell phone. So I always have to tell him, like, Brian, you leave all these tabs open. And then they put this new system in that completely shuts down. So when I've got my chat room going, I've got to have this little device, which I will show you on the screen for those of you who are watching at home. This little device right here is a little circular thing that moves around. It makes the mouse move.
We call it the mouse mover.
Right. So the computer thinks that someone is on the computer. So it will not go to the screensaver, to which I have to put in, and I'm not kidding, folks, I have to put in a 12-digit password, I think, right? So it's like 16 letters plus dashes as a password to get into my password. Why are you rolling your eyes at me?
Okay, so in the Army, we have to have a password for everything.
Uh-huh.
It cannot be the same as anything else. And it has to be like 20 characters long. It can't be any dates, names, nothing like that. It just, everything has to be completely random. And so you're sitting here, and you have to change it every 90 days. You have to change all your passwords. So,
we used to do that here. We used to change it every 90 days.
Yeah, so you're, all I hear is wah, wah, wah.
That's not right.
Well,
But I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
And I'm literally okay, now it's up. So now I can see the chat room. It's finally up, and you can see me on the screen. And I want to say hello to all of the scallywags out there. Eric D., Michael B. is in the house as well, and all the rest of you who are watching the program and listening to the program today online on the Odyssey app or on WTIC.com or ReeseOnTheRadio.com. We really appreciate you always tuning into the show, even when it's inconvenient for you to do so. Now, we'll be back on. We got a lot of stuff to get into today. A whole lot of stuff to get into. Karmelo Anthony, Graham Platner. We got to talk about Negro nonsense today. We're going to talk about Rozan and how she got me sick. She doesn't think so, but she did. How she got me sick. The Yard Goats game yesterday.
Yeah.
Got to talk about the Yard Goats game yesterday
and
because we had a blast. The Puyas were there from between rounds. The whole family was there. Great game. We had a great time. So there's a lot of stuff that I can't really talk about when we're online because a lot of people will miss it. But I need someone. If you are listening online at WTIC.com or anywhere else, and you know the owner of the Yard Goats, the Hartford Yard Goats, I have an idea, and I don't want to take any financial or monetary credit for it.
I do.
You can't. You can't. I don't want any financial, maybe a finder's fee on this idea. But I'm going to talk about it all day today until it happens because I really think they're missing an opportunity here.
You do.
When I mentioned it in the parking lot.
I rolled my eyes at you.
And what did the couple next door to us say?
The couple thought that was a great idea.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
And you are going to be, I'm telling you folks, if you are a Yard Goats fan, you are going to say, absolutely you should do that. Again, I've only been to 2 games, and I already came up with what can only be described as a genius idea. I am the marketing guy.
You are, my gosh. And it's, again, that
And
humility.
tell everybody the truth. You are not, you're not pulling my leg, and you're not what do you call it? You're not patronizing me. I am a pretty good idea guy.
No, you really are. It's annoying. Almost everything you do is annoying because you're good at everything. I just found out you can play, the freaking
Trombone?
The trombone.
Yeah, I play it very well,
but
too.
you can't play the clarinet because you can't do the
hoot. I can't
love
do the
that.
hoot sound.
I
That's
still
the
love
flute.
it.
I can't do the flute thing. But I'm telling you, I'm there and I saw this product
Yes, you did.
showed up in front of me and I went,
You were bothering other people.
Yes, because-
attempting to enjoy said item
yes.
because you were just in awe.
I was in awe of it because I thought it was brilliant.
Right.
And it's not like I've never seen this product before, but the packaging was incredible. And I went, you have to call it this.
I'm looking at Chris sitting next to me, Chris
Chris Puya.
Puya, and I'm going, this guy over here, and he just laughed. He just
Even the people who had the product kind of would. I almost felt like they were annoyed that I was just some guy, random dude
you're
bugging
some
them.
Random big guy behind them, and they're like, "Really, dude?" Like,
But when I told them what it was, they were like, it makes sense. Telling you, whoever knows the owners of the Yard Goats, any one of them, even the marketing team, I'm telling you, this idea off the meat rack, as the kids used to say. We will talk about it.
I love you.
We will talk about it.
Somebody has to.
Also, I want to thank a proud sponsor of the morning show that we got to meet a little bit, and we got some brisket. They had a private event at the Yard Goats, and that is, of course, the fine folks at Johnson Brunetti. Very, very kind folks. They are the sponsors of Brian and Company, but they had something going on there. Of course, we saw. I didn't notice it. You're so right. I didn't even notice yesterday that WTIC and Brian and Company have a big banner right above the press box at the Yard Goats. It was nice to be represented there. Of course, our sister station over there. Hey, Joey, if you're there, you got to come back this way. I need Joey for a minute. Can he see us?
Hold on. Let me see
if we can wave him. Oh, we missed him. We missed him.
Let me text him.
Okay, text him and tell him to come back in. I know he's probably in a hurry, but he is going to help me because I know he knows the owner of the Yard Goats. And this is an idea that I think that we could even be a part of. Because when they hear it, I know somebody's going to say, how did we not think of this? Probably, how did they not think of this? So anyway, we'll talk about that. Let me see. She was the one that yes, Michael.
I shot the pollen.
You shot the pollen at me. That's right.
It's LLEN.
Oh, he spelled. What did he spell it? POLIN.
That's Poland.
He's. That's why I thought he wrote Palin. I'm like, what did he write here?
Yeah. I shot Sarah Palin in your face. I can see Russia from my yard.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You. Anyway, so like I said, Karmelo Anthony, Graham Platner. Talk about the Democrat Party. Got some great polling on that. Did he get your text?
It looks like it.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna bring him in real quick because I really got. Come inside. So we're gonna talk about that. And the what was the other thing we had to do?
This morning.
Oh, Negro Nonsense. This morning, right, talking to Governor Lamont. I need you on the microphone. I know you got to go, and I know you've been here all morning, but Joey's back. Joey Burgoyne, of course, you know him, you love him, from Brian and Company. So,
always time for Reese.
Okay, I appreciate you. So, Joey, listen closely.
Okay.
How well do you know the owner of the Hartford Yard Goats? Do you know him well enough to, chat with him?
Are we talking, give me the name. Solomon,
I don't
Rustall.
know. I don't know
one.
whomever
Pick
it
one.
is. Just somebody who we would give a great idea to.
Tim Rustall.
Okay, Tim Restall?
Yeah.
Okay, can you contact him?
Yeah.
Okay, can you humor me?
So here's the best thing.
Okay.
Anytime someone mentions the Hartford Yard Goats, Tim gets an alert on his phone saying the Hartford Yard Goats were mentioned.
Yard
Does he
goats?
So
really?
he just got 3 alerts
Yard
with us
goats.
mentioning the Hartford Yard Goats.
Are you
goats.
serious of that?
Yeah.
Yard goats.
Okay.
Yard goats.
Okay, so good. So that means that he's listening.
Yes.
Okay.
Yard goats.
So I'm going to bring this up to you because you're the only person who can appreciate where I'm coming from
Okay.
because you're a foodie guy.
Yes.
So is Roland.
Yes.
I'm not a foodie guy. So the fact that I came up with this
Slacking
idea.
at life then.
Exactly. The fact that I came up with this
Okay.
Some chopped liver.
shows. Yeah, that's right. Roseanne's a foodie. But you're not into sports.
Wow.
Or sports food. So the fact that I am not a foodie,
Okay.
it is astonishing that I came up with this idea.
Okay.
Okay, here it is. All right. What's his name, by the way?
Tim Restall.
All right, Tim
goats.
Restall, listen closely. So one of the people sitting ahead of us in section 107
Okay.
came in with a 2-foot hot dog. You've seen him, right?
Yes, I have not eaten one. I have seen it.
You have seen him. It roughly, I think, at retail prices about $17.
Which ain't, when you think about it, it's not bad.
That is not.
That's not bad at
When I
all.
heard the price, I went, "Wow, that's amazing."
Family of 3.
A family of 3. So they bring the thing down and they're carrying it in this cart,
Yep.
right? And everybody knows the cart if you've been there.
Yep.
Okay, here's the thing. So I asked them, what do they call the cart? They go, nothing. Here's my idea.
Okay.
Call it the yard boat.
The yard boat. Okay. Because then they can use that yard boat for other things in the future.
Boom. It's the yard boat.
I had, and it's on our socials, shameless plug at WTIC 1080, when we were there for the Canines for CT Vets, the donut nachos.
Yes, exactly.
I'm still digesting them. They were amazing, but gosh, was it a lot of food.
But it's, again,
Donut
The yard
nachos?
boat.
yeah, donut nachos.
So
They're
it
like,
was like, think munchkins. They kind of flatten them a little bit, deep fry them. And then there's like pico de gallo, there's sour cream on it. So it was like nachos made with donuts.
and it's a portion. It was a
yeah.
considerable amount of food.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
really, they don't slouch at the yard goats.
No, I
they
need to call
don't
my
slouch.
boy
at-
Wilford Brimley because I may have gotten diabetes.
So what do you think? The yard boat.
The yard boat.
Now, Rozan said
So,
something.
I'm bringing this to the whole nother level now.
Yeah, what do you
So
got?
then they do the hot dog right now.
That's right.
If they did a grinder, it
Boom.
would be the yard sub and the yard boat.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
That's right. That's right.
And then we can get some, I think there's this place in Connecticut that makes submarines.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they can pitch in something.
Exactly. But I think it's the reason why, because Rozan brought up something I thought about yesterday. She says, but wait a minute, wouldn't the hot dog have to be a yard? I went, no, because the yard goats are, again, it's not about the length.
Yeah.
Right? It's just the name yard boat with yard goats. It's just something that rhymes. It's sort of like, sort of a
Yeah.
yard boat. People are never going to take it at the length,
No.
so to speak. People will understand yard goat, yard boat.
Yes.
That's why I say they should call it the yard boat. But again, you can serve other stuff on
Yeah.
it.
It becomes interchangeable.
Ooh,
Exactly.
nachos in the yard boat.
Boom.
See, there you go.
Wow.
A yard boat of nachos.
Yes, that's right. It's nacho yard boat.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Boy's feeling punny today.
This, by the way, I'm telling you,
I have
this
to go
is.
home with this.
I just. These are brilliant ideas. These came right out. I mean, all I had to do was see that hot dog, and it popped into my
Yeah.
head.
I have yet to have one.
Now-
Next time we do something at the yard goats, I'm gonna have to have a dog.
Yard goats.
There you go. Exactly. $17 is not bad.
That's like that's the bun at like a major league ballpark.
Exactly. Indeed. So we want to get that word out.
Okay.
Please let everybody know. Now, if you think that I'm crazy and you think it's a horrible idea, which I doubt, just let me know.
I like it.
It's that
You're
human
right. See,
element.
you can't go wrong with it because it fits with the whole theme.
Yeah, needs a name. Yes, the yard boat.
Yeah. Boom. It just, I knew that. I'm telling you, if people heard it, they would love it, without a doubt.
And they just did the goat boat hat recently for the yacht rock night.
See?
I was just gonna say, could do like a yacht rock and like.
Yep.
it's-
They did, yeah. That was the night they gave out the goat boat hats.
They gave goat. Oh, look at that.
It's like a captain's hat.
That's right.
Oh, that's
Look
that's
at
a
that.
hat,
So
isn't
they're
it?
already on board.
So yeah.
They're already on board. It makes sense. And you can just actually just print on that
Yeah,
little boat.
Yeah. I have to see what they. I've seen them. I haven't studied the artwork on it.
Yeah, I haven't. I looked it up last night, and it kept showing the hot dog, but
Yeah,
it
I
didn't
want
show the
box.
carrier.
Yeah.
Right? But you can order other stuff
Ooh,
in the
yard
thing.
boat of beer.
Yard boat of beer. Well, now, yeah, you have to just cut some holes in it.
Yeah, put a little cup insert there for like 6 beers.
Yeah, because they have the one of my favorite, the mango carts there.
Oh.
Love that beer. First time I had it was in Austin.
Mango cart?
Yep.
It's like mango beer?
Kind of, yeah. So it's got like a little bit of a sour taste to it, like a little sweet sour. I like it.
You know, what was
it's only like 4% too.
The chamoy on the bottle.
You can have a few of them on a hot summer day cooking the brisket, and remember you're still cooking a brisket.
But you got to put the chamoy on the cup, otherwise you're missing a huge element of the.
That would work.
Beer.
I'm thinking. Pat wrote this one. I'm thinking curried goat night.
Oh.
Ooh.
The only problem with that is that they don't think of the yard goats as a delicacy.
Yeah, no. And
the goats that are hanging out in center field by Bear's Barbecue is
That's
already ironic. So they have curry goat night.
Yeah, we may have to avoid the goats actually being on the menu.
That's like feeding chicken to pigeons.
Yeah, it might not be a great idea, but hey, curry goat. I mean, what are you gonna do? It lends itself to the question.
I feel like they missed a huge opportunity with that Taylor Swift night. It's like
Why?
a whole meme. You know when they kept, where she singing that song, Trouble, Trouble, and she like, oh, but there's like
that's right, the screaming goat. You're right.
Like, totally
we were
missed
expecting it.
I was
even.
totally expecting it.
Thank you, Joey. I just wanted to run it
problem.
by you because you are the only person in this building who does not look at me sideways when I come up with these zany ideas.
I'm all about the food.
Yeah, exactly.
In case you're wondering, I'm doing a smoked turkey this weekend.
Are you?
Yeah, we're smoking a turkey.
And it doesn't have to be Thanksgiving.
Nope.
I
Why
didn't
not?
think
Why does it have to be don't get me on that high horse. Why does it have to be Thanksgiving to eat turkey?
Because
I will cook that sucker in mid-June. I will cook it in September. I'll cook it in January.
Just let me know when you're doing another brisket. We will come by.
And I have to invite J.R. Rusgrove, I guess, now, because I guess me and him have no pun intended beef going on. He's like, can't cook a brisket.
Yeah, by the way,
I stood up for you, sir.
I also want to say that we got an
brisket.
opportunity to meet the folks over at Johnson Brunetti.
Okay.
And I will tell you, it was the most humbling experience ever. Not one person knew who the hell I was.
They
were like, hey, that's Reese on the radio from WTIC. They go, who?
I'm not in that tax bracket either.
You sponsor his station. Yeah. They were like, oh, okay.
So remember, so if you talk to like Keith, we haven't seen Joel in a while. Joel, where are you? But like Keith Grossman, Eric, there are a lot of great guys.
You
didn't get to see him, I think, during the holiday store because they came out in the morning.
No,
so we'll
exactly.
have to get him on
well, of course, they sponsor the morning show. I mean,
we'll have to get you on the afternoon.
I just went there to show them some love because I was like, oh, they're here. I was like, yeah, they sponsor the station. I just want to go shake hands.
Yeah.
But when I got there was just like, who are you? I'm like, okay.
This guy who let him in security.
But they were kind enough to let Rozan eat. She got some great biscuit. What did you have, macaroni and cheese too?
I had some brisket.
Yeah.
Some brisket.
You had some brisket.
And mac and cheese.
And mac and cheese. Okay, yeah. And so she did eat that because I, of course, went downstairs and what did I have? I had, a hot dog. I had chili cheese dog and some fries.
You didn't even get the...
Didn't get what?
The goat boat.
Yeah, I did not, because I didn't know it existed.
Yard boat. There we go.
I did not know that the yard boat didn't exist. I totally would have gotten it.
You are not allowed to eat that much hot dog.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of nitrates.
It's 2 feet.
That's some dog.
It is 2 feet.
So I haven't done that. I mean, my goal this year is to try and do all the menu items they got.
Really?
So I started with the donut nachos. I'll do the hot dog next. And then they got a hamburger, I think, between cinnamon buns.
Huh.
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, last year was 2 glazed donuts. This year is cinnamon buns. So I'll do that.
That's an interesting combo.
It's got to try it.
Yeah, I mean,
you only live once.
Obviously, someone tried it and it worked. You know what I mean?
I'll try it. I'll try anything twice.
A 4-year-old.
I'm sure somebody tried it and liked
on it too.
You wouldn't listen. You would never put that kind of financing into something that failed.
Yeah.
Because I told you when you talked about the donut nachos, the first thing I think was what?
Yep.
Because only thing I'm hearing is the sweetness of donuts and the nachos. Like, how would that ever work?
But then you have the savory of the sour cream and the pico, and
then you finished it, which
there was like 5 left. I tapped out on that sucker. I was like, I can't. And then someone said, it's for a family? I'm like, that makes sense now.
Wait a minute, was that a family meal that you had?
Portion. Gave it my all. I failed.
I give you all the props in the world. Because I'm not going to lie. I looked at it. I was like, wow, all that for one person? Now it makes sense.
I tried.
McCoy,
I
eating like a
failed
small
myself.
family.
Did you purposely ask for the family portion? Or was there only one?
I asked Tim because we were doing it. I was like, Tim, what am I eating for lunch? And he's like, how adventurous are you feeling? I'm like, bring it on. So he's like, let's do some donut nachos. And I mean, the plate it comes on is like the size of home base.
Yeah, no kidding.
It comes in a little box. It's like the size of home base.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, I know that Tim already thinks this is a good idea because, of course, the box is like home base. This is right up his alley.
Yep.
If he's listening, you said every time we say the yard goats, he
If
gets
not,
one.
he's going to get this audio file. Like someone in the office will send it to him.
Somebody's going to say, it's like, yeah, you know what? We may have to rethink this.
Boat.
It's got to be. It's the yard boat. It is. Or even the goat boat. Whatever.
Yeah. I like the yard boat. I think
you like the yard boat?
Yeah, I think
it's the yard dog.
It's growing on me.
Yeah. Is it?
And I'm thinking the goat boat, or the yard boat, because you got a yard boat of beer, a yard boat of nachos.
That's right.
They're the yard goats, the yard boat.
Yep, I think it works.
And I
think
like
it's
Joey's, the yard boat and submarine.
Yes, the submarine. That works. Absolutely. All right, we got to go to the bottom of the hour. John Silver's here. Go Knicks, I guess. We'll be back. It's Reese on the radio.
Yeah. Yeah. Pull up to the spot with a trunk full of cans. Bag dragging like I robbed a couple trash cans. Lady at the window, sir, I need some ID. I'm like, it's just 10 cents, you don't trust me. You counting on my bottles like I'm moving weight. Got 3 forms of proof just to clean your gate. 100 cans or more, show your license on time. Guess my nickels and dimes worth more than my vote line. They say my can's worth more than my ballot. 10 cents shining like a Goldfield chalice. Show ID for the soda, but not for the sign. Guess my vote ain't worth a dime. They guard that nickel like it's Fort Knox solid. But anybody, any nigga still drop a ballot. If cash in a card is a hill they'll climb, then my vote ain't worth a dime. Oh yeah. Down at the school where we stand in that row, sticker on my shirt, I voted old glow. Asked the man in charge, you need my license too. He say, nah, grab a pen, we believe in you. So I'm trusted for the leader of the whole blue sky, but not trusted with a bag full of cherry cola high. Lawmakers in a circle say it's just our design. $100 in recyclables beats a ballot every time. More than my ballot. 10 cents shining like a Goldfield chalice. Show ID for the soda, but not for the sign. Guess my vote ain't worth a dime. They guard that nickel like it's Fort Knox solid. But anybody, any nigga still drop a ballot. If cash in a card is the hill they'll climb, then my vote ain't worth a dime. Hey, got my license for the cans, passport for the glass, bursar for the bottle, social for the trash. They say protect the money, every cent, every time. I say protect the power, that's the real bottom line. So bring my bags, bring my lab, bring bring my ID card and bring my questions for the folks up in that state yard. If 10 cents makes you careful while you watch every line, why my vote treated cheaper than a soda machine sign? They say my can's worth more than my ballot. 10 cents shining like a Goldfield chalice. Show ID for the soda, but not for the sign. Guess my vote ain't worth a dime. They got a nickel like it's 4 knocks solid. But anybody, any nigga still drop a ballot. If cash in a card is the hill they'll climb, then my vote ain't worth a dime. Guess my vote ain't worth a dime. Guess my vote ain't worth a dime. Yeah. Yeah. Hands up. If you fed up, say fed up, fed up, fed up, fed up. Tax bill thick as a phone book. Road still look like a war took. Every town got a closed up storefront, but they brag on a chart like we all good.
Excuse me.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio here. What did you do? A little belch there before the thing?
Yeah.
Had a little burpee thing going on there? Anyway, we're back. We are in, looks like what was the bottom of the 6th inning with the Red Sox. Let me just double check real quick. Yes, bottom of the 6th. Tampa Bay Rays 4-0 against the Red Sox as they battle out in Tampa. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff to get to, but again, I want to save this until we get on the regular airwaves because a lot of people do not listen. Oh, those of you who do, I don't want to feel disrespectful to those who take the time to listen during the show, even when we're online in the Red Sox or on regular radio. I just appreciate you enough to where the show is actually out to the masses, and we'll get to that in due course. Rozan is here, and her the whole point, I just did that. I cannot believe I just didn't do that. Rozan is here, and when she's here, there is a good reason for it. It's usually because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the world,
Or the Red Sox are playing.
That she will say. But what I usually find out from her is that she indeed hates everything. And I didn't know that she hates everything or hates so much. And it's an interesting thing to know about you.
I hate you so much right now.
So what is this deal with your hatred today for women at press conferences who put their hands on me? What is that?
Girl.
We will tell you about this in a minute, but go on. So I didn't even feel the woman touch me.
Because I wouldn't let her. She was trying to reach out to get, can you let him finish? Don't touch him. Well, he needs, don't touch him. Look on this woman's face that I had the audacity to tell her not to touch you. I can't look at a grown man and say, don't touch him and expect him to comply, because men, who are in their testosterone, look at a small little thing like me and go, you're adorable, shove me out of the way. A woman, on the other hand, she was one of Lamont's handlers. Listen, woman, I don't care who you are. Do not walk up to my husband and expect that you're going to be able to handle him. You want to handle someone in his little crew? I got you, boo-boo. I got you. I'm your guy.
We're going to get in depth into this press conference that took place in Cheshire today. What was interesting, you guys are probably not going to hear it any other place but here. That's the reason why I'm saving it for the masses. You know how I am. I don't like to repeat moments of the show. I need it to be at its optimal point where everyone is listening on a regular radio. So those of you who are listening online, I'm not trying to cheat you out of anything. You can always go back and listen if you can't stick around during the show. I totally appreciate that. But the stuff that I have to share with you is very important. Second, there's a lot of news that broke in this press conference today. And what I mean by that is what was going on behind the scenes. This is very important information. I want to share that with you as well. And everything, as I try to express to people, Matty-O in Bristol, who I love, like a brother, he's often saying to me every day, it's like, Reese, I know better than to check you. I know better than to not, to misjudge you. I know that when you say something, it's always going to turn out to be true. Reggae Don, who contacts me all the time on Facebook, says, you think this is going to happen? You think that's going to happen? And I'm going, tell me where I've ever been wrong. And he's like, well, you're not right all the time.
That's what I'm saying. It's annoying. You're always right. It's freaking annoying. I'm with you. But I've gotten to a point where I no longer question. I'm like, whatever,
because sometimes human nature is human nature. And I'll take this time to bear this out. We've become a world that believes that things are unpredictable. I get it, right? So some things are just unpredictable. Anything can happen. And I agree with you. But human nature is human nature no matter what. On the simplest of things, people need to pay attention to that. If you are used to something in your life, in a sort of, let's say a relationship-wise, you and I, what's something that you can guarantee that I will do that you have to either correct or have to...
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead. No, tell me what.
Let's see. You leave the shower curtain open so it stays moldy. You never push your chair back in. You're always leaving doors and drawers open. You talk entirely too loud all of the time. Your headphones are so loud, I can hear them in conjunction with the television. You will hold your mistress longer than you'll hold me. And by mistress, I mean his phone. You will, for some reason, your phone will always illuminate in the middle of the night. And it lights up the entire, it's reflecting off the white ceiling. It illuminates the entire bedroom.
By the way, I blame the listeners of this show for doing that because you guys are up awfully early sending me stuff. So I put that on the listener. Now, imagine all of those things that you just mentioned, rapid fire, because these are things that you know that I do all the time. Now, all of a sudden, if every one of those things disappeared and you never saw them again, did you see the look on your face? The look on your face would be like, what's wrong? Something's going on.
Right. Yeah.
Right? It would. That is what I call
It's like
human nature.
suddenly, are you mad at me? You're making sure you're not doing your normal things. Like, what's wrong?
Exactly.
Are you leaving me?
So right? And you normally, when a person sees me doing the things that annoy you or may sort of tick you off and maybe a pet peeve, if I immediately eliminate them from your life, you don't take them as, oh, he finally figured it out. You take it as,
No.
right.
So you do those things because you're comfortable.
Boom.
This is where you're comfortable in the world. You're comfortable behaving this way because you know no matter what, I love you and I'm going to put up with it and I'm going to gripe a little bit, but it's not a deal breaker.
Exactly. So what you're experiencing is human nature.
Right.
Right? It's
a pattern.
It's a pattern.
I know what to expect. I know when I wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I'm going to have to kick your pants out of the way because you leave them right by the side of the bed, and I will trip over them on my way to the bathroom. So I always walk real slow, dragging my feet, find your pants, and I kick them.
Right.
Get them out of my way so I don't trip.
So
and
is it
that's
safe?
normal if that pattern changes? That's telling me that something's not right. Maybe you're sick. Maybe you didn't go to bed. Maybe like what's different?
Exactly.
It's an
And
alarm.
the difference sets off an alarm.
Yeah.
Both of those things, my reaction or my behavior and your reaction to it, that is what I call sort of the human nature. Now, do you think you can apply that to politics?
Absolutely.
Of course you can, right?
Right.
Especially if you're a political animal or if you're a politician. You know what it's like. You can sense the hostility, which is exactly what happened today.
He just kept looking at you. I kept watching him looking at you. It was just...
So what we found out today will blow your mind, and that is the Lamont campaign was absolutely tripped up today. They did not expect the press to ask him hard questions. He literally showed up at Eversource in Cheshire and thought that everything was going to be gravy, but it was a comedy of errors. Let's start with the first one, and we'll recap this.
Oh my
on-
gosh.
The comedy of errors begins with this. They held a press conference today. They sent the press conference out, an alert or a presser out to everyone in the news media. And trust me when I tell you, they were all there. NPR, TNH, FSB, NBC Connecticut. Everyone was there, and some others. It was a crowded house, and reporters showed up. Susan Raff, Mike Cirilli. I forget who the other
In
Mike
the
is.
same dress she wore to the convention.
Was she wearing the same dress?
Same exact dress.
Okay. Anyway.
Sorry. I'm petty like that.
Anyway, so they're all there. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, they get to the place, and it's across the street from Eversource. The governor's office is there. His security detail is there with the black car, the tinted windows, and the police lights. They park in a building across the street to only realize that a woman inside the building told them, "Get off my property."
Get off my grass.
Their response was like, "Oh, we're doing a press conference here for the governor." To which no advance team contacted the building to tell them that they would be across the street from Eversource on their lawn and in their parking lot. And one of the patrons on one of the businesses inside came out and said, "I'm going to ask you to leave." They didn't even allow grace to the governor. Sorry, folks, you can't hold your press conference here. We got no alert, and no one gave you permission.
It's private property. It is owned by Miodrag Delmick. It's a commercial real estate investor. Okay, so this is private property.
Right. And
you would think that the top legislator in the state
That's correct.
would know the law.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And
someone on his team at the minimum.
would call ahead and say, "Hey, can we hold a press conference? We're holding one. The governor wants to say some comments about Eversource and its franchise and what we're trying to do to lower rates." To which they said, "No, get off my lawn." Now, if that isn't a shock to the system as a governor, that you then have to grab your podium that you dragged all the way down there for your 2026 campaign and carry it across the street
Yeah.
onto Eversource's property.
Yeah.
the property you didn't even have permission to be on, and you have got to go on what can only be described as a rinky-dink press conference, hoping that their security doesn't say, hey, Governor, get off my lawn. You have no right to be here. Nobody from Eversource was there, and no one allowed them to be there. They literally just put up shop. And then to have remarks come from everyone, the governor was second, and everyone else was there. Needleman and some other guys were there. I didn't even get their names. All of a sudden, Mike Cirilli starts off from WTNH, railing into the governor. And then more came. It was literally hardball question after hardball question. It was tough. Even I was sitting there going, who the hell are these people?
Yeah, I think your first response to me was, look at these people actually doing journalism now.
It was amazing. And I'm looking around and I'm going,
I know, I was expecting somebody to be like, Governor, can you tell us where you got that really cool belt you're wearing? That's what the voters really want to know.
it was Super Bowl-like. People were asking the toughest questions to the governor. They were people, Susan Bysowich was there, completely flustered, could not believe that the governor was getting pelted with these questions. Worst off, folks, here's where it gets crazy. The governor was sort of set aside at his own press conference. It came from his office, and every person stood there and answered questions for him, to the point where the press had to say, with me included, hey, can we get the governor to answer these questions? That's what we're here for.
I have that on audio, actually.
You have that audio?
I do, twice.
And again, oh, that's right. You have it. You videotaped it.
Of course.
Yeah. So we were like, can we hear from the governor? Everyone else was speaking for him. It was literally him governing through proxy. Needleman filibustered for 4 minutes on a question asked by the press, to the point where people got frustrated. Mike Cirilli and others were just like, are we going to hear from the governor? This is his deal. And that's when I figured it out. Governor Lamont isn't governing.
No.
Oh, no.
I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. He's got that waxy, drippy-eyed look. He looks very much like Biden did the last time. Not this most recent campaign, but the last one, with the Easter Bunny. He needs an Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
Lamont needs an Easter Bunny.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good.
You answered all the questions, Joe. You answered all of them.
No, it's really bad.
It is. It's terrible.
And it's visible. Worst off, after the press conference, when it's done, by the way, they've got to cut it off after my exchange with him, which, by the way, we have the audio for. After my exchange, they had to cut the press conference short. And usually the governor will do off-topic questions afterwards. No, they bailed on him. They literally bailed on all of us. They scooped him up and got him the hell out of there. And then they actually revealed this, Rozan. Well, you were in the car with me, so you know that this was revealed. That members of his staff were like, you guys blindsided us with these questions. To which someone had to tell his staff, we're in election mode.
We are 2 months away.
Yeah, from a primary.
And you don't think anybody is going to ask you difficult questions?
Mm-hmm. Hence the human nature. What they've been used to. Governor Lamont's office, Susan Bysowich.
Hey, we like that belt, Governor. Where'd you buy it?
All of a sudden, real questions come about, and they don't even know what hit them. They weren't even ready. They weren't even prepared. Even though they are in election mode, they're not prepared for tough questions?
No, they're used to just being elected.
And when I heard that, I went, that's interesting. And then I heard something that is going to rock your world, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, baby. Baby. When I tell you that it is no longer rumor and innuendo.
Nope.
It is openly spoken about in news media and in the halls of Congress or the House of Representatives and the legislature.
Right there in Hartford, all over the place.
They all have questions about whether or not Lamont actually knows what he's saying or doing.
Well, they're saying that his his staff will tell him something and he's not retaining it.
That's what they're saying.
And I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. He's very Biden-esque. He's very Biden-esque. I don't. There are some things that you can't deny, and there's certain physical attributes that come with different illnesses, right? And that
For him, it could
waxy
be just
look,
old age, though, right?
that waxy face, those watery eyes, that blank stare.
The blank stare. That's the one I noticed. I don't know any of the other ones.
That is, well, compare Lamont to Joe Biden.
Right.
Put them pictures side by side.
Right.
And you will get a very clear indicator of what's going on.
And it isn't like Joe Biden couldn't. Remember when people were really concerned about Joe Biden right before the State of the Union speech, because they were just like, is he going to be able to get through it? And sure enough, he gets there and he gets through it, even though there are moments when he does the thing. Because the State of the Union happened after the whole mentioning world leaders who had died in 1997.
Shaking ghosts' hands.
Shaking ghosts' hands, referring to a woman who had died a year ago or a couple of months
Is that the one
back.
where he said the black guy looked like Obama?
No, that's a different one. That was just recently.
Something else?
That was
Okay.
just recently. But all of those things, it's like when Biden is expected to perform, he does well. Where we hit the fever pitch was, of course, the debate. Of course, the one that ended it all. But he got through the State of the Union a little earlier when people were saying, do we believe he's actually going to be able to pull through? Which he did. Again, it's not that Lamont can't, in times where it's necessary, go through these sort of arduous press conferences. But when the staff is verbally expressive on how tough they are, with 2 months away from a primary and not expecting him to be sort of his feet held to the fire, is astonishing. But it also says something else to me, and I think that it's happening. This is the point where we start to recognize that Lamont is being told, without really being told, that it's time to wrap it up. And the tough questions are forcing him to fumble.
I think it's just showing people, if people are willing to pay attention, I think you will start to see how long has Ned Lamont been this way? How long has he been this disconnected, right? Because he keeps talking about $35 back into the. First of all, does Ned Lamont even know what $35 looks like? When is that man ever worried about $35?
That's right.
That's number one. But number two, if that is the only, and he kept repeating the same answer, it was the same scripted answer. He had no real answers for anything.
In fact, we have that in the audio. We'll play that a little later.
How long has he been this way?
It's a great question.
How long has he been an auto pen?
Right. And again, my whole deal is I am not calling him Joe Biden waving to dead people. Okay? I'm not calling him that. But there are some things that are being said that don't what do you want?
I need
tissue?
a tissue.
Oh, to just say you want a tissue. There are some things that are being sort of said by him that you have to ask, okay, is he slowing down considerably? Because again, he's asking for another 4 years when people are openly talking about it in the House that he's lost a few steps. Not a step, a few. Okay, there are members in the press who are saying he's lost a step and we know it. The people who are around him are shielding him from answering questions at his own press conferences.
I think what's worse is they're not just shielding him. They are actively answering for him.
Yes.
And then there's that lady who kept trying to put her hand on you that wanted you to like don't interrupt him. He's in the middle of an answer. Almost implying, or to me, I'm thinking, why can't he be interrupted? Is he going to lose his train of thought and like forget? Like, this is his job, is to answer complicated questions.
And not only that, he is being in the exchange that he and I are having, he's being argumentative, right? So I'm trying to give him that, but he's not even letting me finish my question.
And it's interesting. He wasn't getting that way with anybody else.
No, well, I've developed a reputation with him, and look, I also want to give an applaud the members of the press who made it clear to me that they are not going to stand for isolating me from these press conferences. The fact that they stood up in that, and again, I know I get on a lot of these people who are in the press, and like I said, I dog them out sometimes, but I appreciate them stepping up and saying, you're not going to hold these private little, because that's what they tried to do today.
Right. I think that true journalists who genuinely care about the work they're doing are going to do what is correct. And then the correct thing is protecting the First Amendment.
Exactly.
You don't have to like, and same thing we say in the Army, you don't have to like the guy. You have to respect the rank, right?
Exactly.
You have to respect the constitutional
and I'm trying to do that.
rights.
Again, I'm respecting his office, but at the same time, I'm speaking up for the people who listen to this program, and of course, they don't just listen to this program. They live in this state, and they don't have anybody who's, in essence, in their view, who's going up to bat for them. So I told them I would do that.
Right.
Okay? And in this is, again, a member of the media, which in essence makes me a member of the press, and I said that I was going to do that job. And I don't care if anybody doesn't want me there. It's not... You are
First
in no
Amendment.
right. You are not in any position to suggest to me that I have no right to ask you questions.
First
I am
Amendment.
here on the behalf of the people of the state of Connecticut, just as you are here on the behalf of the state of Connecticut. So let's both do their job or do
First-
the job for them.
First Amendment.
That's all. So anyway, I wanted to get
Everybody's
that.
protected.
When we come back from, when we come back from break, we'll talk a little bit about Karmelo Anthony and that verdict and the animals who are responding to the verdict and the sentencing when we return in Negro Nonsense. And John Silva is back. He is and we got everybody just. John Silva is really. I'm only saying this as much as I said horrible things about the Knicks yesterday. We have to pray for John Silva. He's in the WTIC newsroom. We'll be back. Hey, Ned, I don't know if you know this, but you said something about the FM signal versus the AM signal. This might be helpful. So apparently there is a WTIC HD on FM, and you can listen to the station on the FM dial, but it's like HD1 or HD2 if you have a digital radio in your car or a digital signal at home. So apparently... and a lot of people have told me about this, that they listen to the show on the FM HD signal. So I don't know if that's helpful, but I hope it is. Hey, we are back. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio, just after the 3 o'clock hour. This whole time I'm sitting up here, Rozan, I barely even bothered to check out what the score was, so that we know that we are back. Let me see. Oh, well, look at that. The Red Sox scored a run at the top of the 8th. Look at that. Congratulations. 4 more runs, and we'll be in a tie. You think they could do it in a inning and a half?
No.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. We keep our fingers crossed nonetheless. So in having this conversation just a while ago, talking about Ned Lamont and Joe Biden and all this other stuff, we do have to consider the fact that, look, both of these men are considerably older. A lot of talk is about why not step aside, give some younger people a shot. Hell, even some 50-year-olds, right? Those 50-year-olds are considered wise, me being one of them. You would think that, that would at least be a younger age. By the time somebody has 2 or 3 terms, they would be, close to the age of Lamont today. And then you can go with, relax, retire, maybe move to Tennessee with your wife. I'm just saying that's usually what happens. And at this point, you're 72, something like that.
Well, I doubt they'd go to Tennessee. They're multimillionaires.
Yeah, they can go anywhere they want.
A house in
exactly.
What is that? Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, you could go anywhere you want to. And that my whole point is like, why do that now for another 4 years when I'm already seeing this sort of like this slow to go kind of deal happening. And again, I'm not doing it because I'm some ageist. I'm just being real here. Second, someone says, Reggae Don says that I have the nerve to talk about Joe Biden and Lamont, but not about Donald Trump. Let me respond to this. It's a very, very good point. He's so right. How dare I talk about an old, feeble Joe Biden? How dare I? The guy who just wanders off in the middle, can't recall when one of the most important members of his family has passed away, and then when he's called to talk about it, couldn't remember the church where they had his funeral. All of those things I'm supposed to ignore. But he wants me to make sure I pay attention to Donald Trump.
What did Trump do, though?
I don't know. Fall asleep at a game? I don't know. Fall asleep, they said, at a press conference or at the cabinet meeting. I've heard that there have been these moments where they've gotten really, really boring. And he sleeps for 4 hours, which
Right.
at his age, he should get way more than that.
Right.
But he doesn't sleep, and that's just who he is. And he sleeps irregularly, and I totally get that. But that's nothing to do with cognitive decline. People just think that what Donald Trump says is crazy. No, what he says is trolling. And again, if you're in your feelings about what Donald Trump says, that's not about him.
Then
That's
you were-
about you.
You were the recommend,
Right.
or you were the
Recommended target.
recipient. Right.
Exactly. So if it don't apply, let it fly. But if everything he says makes you upset, job mission accomplished. So you're not talking about his mental decline. You're talking about your own, because everything he says triggers you. You're the person with the mental issue. Now, that being said, what I'm trying to understand is that I'm looking at Donald Trump. We see Donald Trump every day because all coverage is Donald Trump. From TMZ to CNN, Donald Trump is on your screen everywhere you look.
And living rent-free in your head.
Exactly. Now, compare it to Joe Biden.
Ooh.
For anybody to say to me, how dare I mention Joe Biden, knock it off. But here's the deal. If it's so important that I talk about Donald Trump, then it should be equally important for you to talk about Lamont and Biden, right? Because again, what you're saying is, I'm not being fair here. But are you? Because what you want to do is focus on Trump while you ask me to ignore the people you're protecting.
Right, but can I also point out real quickly that Lamont is, Connecticut. He's governor of Connecticut. That's right. So we would be talking about Lamont in Connecticut because he governs Connecticut.
Correct.
Trump visited Connecticut, a few weeks ago?
We were supposed to be on the show.
Right. But I digress. You want us to spend time talking about someone who, sadly for you, does not directly impact the day-to-day workings of Connecticut. It doesn't matter how much these people want to gripe and moan. Well, he cut this and he cut that. What you people fail to appreciate is that Connecticut is sitting on $500 million tax-collected dollars waiting in what is called a rainy day fund. It's just waiting. Oh, and by the way, who had their benefits cut? Illegals. Illegals. So if an illegal lost their benefits, maybe they should go home.
Right.
Get benefits there.
Donald is saying, he said, I'm for 2 terms only. Okay, I get it. But that means that you're also for the fact that you don't want to be governed by somebody who isn't an elected official. What do I mean by that? That in the event that if it is true, as many people are telling me in the House, okay, and this is unsolicited, okay, information that's being given to me by, again, not just members of the House, also members of the press who are saying this when I ask. I'm like, I'm hearing this thing. And I'm not going, hey, did you hear? No, I'm going, hey, I'm hearing this thing about this, that, and the third, and it's a little widespread. Is there any truth to this? And everybody says to me, yeah. And then they give me examples. Okay? So it's all out there. It is an open secret. Weirdly enough, not being shared with you. I'm the new guy here, and all I had to do was ask. It was almost one of these things where, you had the key all along.
Well, I've been standing next to you.
Yeah, exactly.
On 3 separate occasions when we've heard the same thing from 3 different persons.
3 different people. Yeah, exactly. You've been here for 3 different. Every person I talk to, I go, hey, did you hear this? Is there any truth? And they go, yeah. And they're all hesitant about it because they don't want to give them good to me because guess what they know? Here's what they know. They know that I'm going to tell you because I don't have to keep the open secret. I don't care about the open secret. You want to know why I don't care? Because I ain't part of the team. I'm nobody's buddy. I'm nobody's pal. They're not going to invite me to the parties. Hell, if they don't even want me at the press conferences. You want to know why? Because I serve only one master, and that's you. And they hate that. So when these people, I go around and I go, listen, I don't want to be a gossip columnist here, but is there any truth to this? Because I'm noticing this and I saw this and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah. Now, everybody's saying, no, we don't want to be nasty or we don't want to be cruel. And I was like, yes. And they'll give me examples. And I'll check out the example. And I go, So I'm not spreading rumor and innuendo. And if you want to go there, let's go there. If somebody wants to say that I'm saying something I'm not supposed to, let's go there. Let's go there. All I'm saying is that what I am seeing and what I'm talking about is this clearly is protectivism to the utmost degree. They should be able to answer questions, not cut off questions, not cut off reporters, and then go hiding when the questions get tough. This is an election. The guy wants what can be an unprecedented 3rd term. And when the people start running scared, or when you're holding a press conference where everybody else is running your proxy, everybody else is running interference in the middle of a press conference where the governor has to be begged to come to the microphone to address issues. Okay? Where the press is sitting up there going, why is Representative Needleman literally filibustering? To the point that even the governor said it. The governor said that Needleman was filibustering right in front of us. I was like, what?
On camera, to all the microphones.
On camera. They were all there. And ask anybody in the press whether or not I'm lying. Everybody caught it on camera. I caught it on tape. So the fact that and the only reason why was Needleman was going on and on and on to the point where we were getting frustrated because he wouldn't stop talking. And it ain't his press conference.
Yeah, who's that Susan lady had to come over and tell him to go ahead and
let the governor address it.
Right.
Yeah.
And the governor was like, all right, hey, we're done.
Yeah,
like, you're
because
done.
because it was looking obvious. Because everybody's like, can we get the governor here?
Yeah.
Like, that's what this is about. So here's part of the exchange.
Bottom line, the biggest critics, the most important critics are the ratepayers. They said that this climate initiative that you have, that we just got a report, turned out that half of your initiatives haven't even been implemented. But we've seen the rates in bills go up. And many of the critics, as I said, who are the ratepayers, are saying that these initiatives that you're bringing up in the election year are just nickel and diming them. So what are we doing as far as making sure that we're bringing...
the only state in the country...
No, I'm just talking about Connecticut, sir. You're the governor of Connecticut.
We are the only state in the country that actually reduced electric prices.
Lie.
As of May 1.
Yeah, but what do you say to the critics who say you're nickel and diming them? What do you say to the critics, the ratepayers, who say that you're nickel and diming them with this $200 thing, this $30... I'm sorry?
Maybe you say 30.
No, I didn't say that. I just said my listeners at WTIC call this directly a nickel and dime. Pardon me one second. They call this directly. My listeners who pay the rates here. say that you're nickel and diming them with these amounts of money. You're saying that I think $35 is nothing. They think they're the ones who are paying it. So what's your answer to them?
We're the only state in the country that reduced electric prices.
Lie.
We did that by the natural gas hedge, which makes an enormous difference. We got a lot of the junk out of the rate base, otherwise rates would have gone up more. I think by expanding nuclear power, by doing what we did on Revolution Wind, what we're doing for hydro, we're expanding generation. Over time, that brings down electric prices. Every other idea I've heard is a phony. Let's just move it from the ratepayers over the taxpayers. Let's shift it from one column to the other. That doesn't make a difference in these people.
But Governor, if you were solving that, we wouldn't be back here today. If these things were actually being implemented and people were seeing...
Make progress. You don't solve it forever, but we've made progress over the last 5 years. And we're making progress with these proposals.
So I'm only going to ask you a question after hearing that. Unedited, uncut. I'm going to ask you simply. Did he answer the question about what you think is a nickel and dime process? Did he? No. He went after the same talking point. Why? He immediately made the argument that I think $35 is nothing. In the end of the day, when we actually look at the rebate, and I learned this from one of the reporters there, it turns out that the lump sum that people will be getting is at best $5 to $10 of a rebate. So it isn't even the $35 that he says that it is.
It gets better.
Go on.
So the public benefits charge, the average person pays $600 to $700 per year, but with most people reporting it being about $100 a month, which is a total of $1,200 a year, right? So let's go with $650 because between $600 and $700, which is what they're quoting, that breaks down to $54.17 per month.
Mm-hmm.
This $35, it's actually between $30 and $34.
That's right.
So we're going to call it $34. We're going to give them a little bit extra.
We'll give them the extra.
If you're paying $54, but you're getting a $34 credit, you're still paying $20 more than you would be if you weren't paying for this stupid public benefits.
Now listen, numbers suck on the radio. You got to explain that one more time.
You are paying $54 a month to the public benefits.
Yes.
You're getting a $30 credit, $34 credit.
Right.
Right? 54 is what you're paying, 34 is what you're getting back. You are still paying $20 more each month than if this stupid public benefits thing wasn't in existence.
Exactly. So there is no rebate.
No, and it gets worse.
Go
There's
for it.
so much worse. Okay, this rebate or this reduction in your public benefits, it's actually temporary.
That's right. It ends.
Initiated May the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
It expires at the end of September.
Yes, it does.
Right? Now, this is when Pura is going to go ahead and do another review of the spending, right? If the spending goes down, if they see that the energy company is actually spending less money, paying for your energy or giving you energy, your bill is going to go down. I'm not explaining this properly.
No, you're out.
So if
the amount of energy cost goes down, you'll see a difference. Right. You will see a discount.
If energy costs go down, you will continue to see a discount, maybe even a bigger discount. However, Eversource is already indicating that they foresee a price increase.
And why is the price increase going to happen?
Because there is, hold on, I wrote it here. There's something about a contract.
Aha.
It's nuclear contracts.
That's correct.
Now, nuclear contracts, this $35, by the way, people, is not something that Ned Lamont did because he's so...
benevolent?
No, this was actually Eversource over-collected by, a significant amount of money. So this money is actually going back to you as a refund because they gouged you.
Right. Now,
this isn't because Ned Lamont said, hey, give them their money back. This is because the company said, hey, we messed up.
Here's the thing that I wanted to get to Lamont that was really bothering me about all of this. First of all, we wouldn't be in this jam if he wasn't using so much money for his green energy boondoggles. Again, as I said in the audio, we already found out that half of his climate initiative, never got implemented. Oh, and then ironically, Katie Dykes is resigning. Weird. But anyway, I don't know if they're connected, but I don't know. We'll look into it. So Katie Dykes from Deep leaves. We also find out in the same day, the report says that half of his initiative half of his climate initiatives have never been implemented. So again, all of this stuff that he was putting all of this money into, all of this public benefits charge into, he's not implementing any of it. Also, we got the DQuad problem. That's another thing.
Right. All they keep talking about is we love the not the climate.
Oh, you care about the environment.
Yes. About the environment. All I kept wanting to say was, what about DQuad? I wanted to say, but you told me to keep my mouth shut, so I didn't say it.
But you're absolutely right. He says we have to, because that's the whole caveat in all of this. It was like, we're trying to bring your rates down, but we have to protect the environment, which in essence is saying the reason why we're nickel and diming you is because saving the environment is expensive.
Right. And what's crazy is they're trying to push the idea that the public benefits charge is to benefit low-income families. Right? Again, $500 million sitting in a rainy day fund that legally the state could be using to fund energy bills for those low-income
I'll go
families.
one step further. You really want to do some damage. Now, the session is over, so they can't do it until next year. But here's a start. How about we keep the public benefits charge to take care of those low-income folks, and then the money we give to places like Green Bank and all the rest of this solar, wind, and all that other nonsense that he keeps fleecing to ratepayers out of, how about we cut that?
Well,
right? We just have the public benefits charge, but we cut it in half.
That's the problem. The public benefits charge doesn't actually go to these poor people.
Well aware.
It goes to the Green
Exactly,
Bank.
Green Initiative.
Now, the other thing I want to talk about is he said we're the only state.
Yes.
He's a liar. 8 states total have reduced their energy costs. The problem is that Connecticut's is only from May to September.
That's right.
Nevada, Louisiana, Rhode Island, Hawaii, Tennessee, Georgia, and New Mexico have all reduced their energy costs. All of them. He's a liar. This man cannot open his mouth without garbage falling out.
Hold on, let's play it again. You hear it yourself. And again, this is constant with Ned Lamont. He tends to say things that are absolutely untrue, like eliminating taxes for working families, and now this.
You know, bottom line, the biggest critics, the most important critics are the ratepayers. They said that this climate initiative that you have, that we just got a report, turned out that half of your initiatives haven't even been implemented. But we've seen the rates in bills go up. And many of the critics, as I said, who are the ratepayers, are saying that these initiatives that you're bringing up in the election year are just nickel and diming them. So what are we doing as far as making sure that we're bringing...
the only state in the country...
No, I'm just talking about Connecticut, sir. You're the governor of Connecticut.
We are the only state in the country that actually reduced electric prices as of May 1.
Yeah, but what do you say to the critics who say you're nickel and diming them? What do you say to the critics, the ratepayers, who say that you're nickel and diming them with this $200 thing, this $30... I'm sorry?
Maybe you say 30.
No, I didn't say that. I just said my listeners at WTIC call this directly a nickel and dime. Pardon me one second. They call this directly. My listeners who pay the rates here say that you're nickel and diming them with these amounts of money. You're saying that I think $35 is nothing. They think they're the ones who are paying it. So what's your answer to them?
We're the only state in the country that reduced electric prices.
Went right back to the same talking point.
Liar. He's a liar.
But maybe he doesn't know. Maybe it's a talking point that they told him to repeat.
Right, just like I'm the only one that eliminated income tax for working families.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a working family. Where's my income tax free?
I didn't even go into the fact that he said that, because guess what? That whole idea that he eliminated income tax, to say that you eliminate it means that when you get your paycheck, there was no income tax there. That is not true. That is absolutely false. The elimination of the income tax, or the earned income tax credit, that's what it is. You actually have to file to get that money back. It's not removed from your paycheck.
So you're just doing your taxes.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. That's all it is.
That's not how...
That's not how elimination works.
That is not how it works, Mr. Lamont, which goes back to, when has this man ever seen $35?
Again, he said, the part that really bugs me about that, and you bring up a good point, he says that you think $35 is nothing. The problem is that Ned Lamont thinks $35 to these families is something, which shows how out of touch he is. That's not a real rebate.
I think what you mean is disconnected.
Yeah, fine.
He's disconnected from reality. All those people standing up there with him, all of them, wearing those nice suits and those nice clothes and the nice jewelry.
Yeah.
Working families, and we're blaming Washington for cutting this.
Ugh.
You are the problem.
Yeah.
Walking around with your designer clothes, talking about how we're the problem and we should just be grateful that you're throwing us bread. Let them eat cake. That's all I heard today was let them eat cake.
Yeah, the fact that he thinks that $35 or $34 in this case is a reasonable rebate to people who are paying bills in excess of like $1,200, $1,500, $1,600 a month. To
35
think
bucks,
34
man.
bucks is, man. If he again, if he doesn't get that is
That's
nickel
not
and
even
dime.
a tank of gas,
Exactly.
man.
Exactly. Great point. It just boggles the mind. We got to take another break. Let's check on the traffic as well. John Silva is giving you the bottom of the hour news. It's Reese on the radio. We're Rozan on the radio. We return after this. We are back. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio. See, I told you, do not count the Red Sox out. It is 7-4.
No, they totally scored that, but so did the other guys. So.
It's the top of the ninth. It's the top of the ninth. Top of the ninth, one out. So it's quite likely that this game is a wrap in a couple of minutes, and that means that we're going to be returning to our regularly scheduled programming on WTIC.
You do this on purpose.
What's that? What do you mean? What, I bring you in when they're... I asked Roland yesterday, and he can vouch, because he'll come in here and he'll say he's in the second studio.
Listen, don't blame Roland.
I'm not blaming him.
You leave Roland out of this.
I'm not blaming him. I'm simply saying that he would vouch for me. When I said to him, I think it was at the latter part of the show, I said, hey, do we have Red Sox tomorrow? Not that I knew, but there was something sneaking because I knew you were going to be here, and you believe that I bring you in when the Red Sox are going to be on. And I'm like, that's not true. And then you get here, and I'm in Janine's office, and I hear the Red Sox over the PA system, and I go, oh, crap. And you're in here getting ready for the show.
Yeah.
And I go,
to be thwarted. Listen, I get it.
It's I promise you it wasn't on purpose.
You don't want me to come in here and steal all your shine.
Do you think that's what I'm fearful of?
No, absolutely not.
I want you to have all the shine in the world.
I don't want shine. I want shiny. I want shiny things.
That's absolutely what you want.
Yeah.
You want shiny things.
I want pretty things.
Yeah, so people are reacting to this thing with Lamont, and as you should. There's a lot of this that's going to go on in the coming months. These next 2 months are going to be really serious for the Lamont campaign, because I will tell you, Josh Elliott is coming, and he is coming like a train through a china shop. I mean, he wants this, and he really believes he has a shot. And there are some people out there who really believe that he does. Because if I can go, let me go this far. The delegate count is different than where Connecticut is right now. And if we are to believe that Connecticut wants a more progressive government, on the Democrat side, not the state, just on the Democrat side.
How much more progressive can we get? I mean...
A 4% tax on the millionaires in this state. That's what Josh Elliott wants to do, and it's gaining momentum. It's not... Remember, this guy was never supposed to see 15%. He saw 25, which again says something. And look, as I said, I was here with... who is the kid? God, goodness gracious, I'm forgetting the young kid's name.
Rice?
No, young kid. He was... his name will come to me. He was the kid from Turning Point USA.
Okay.
And at UConn. And I was doing my monologue talking about this. And I said, Lamont is missing so many things that are happening in his campaign that he should recognize. For starters.
Well, he's got to recognize first.
Yeah, true. But for starters, you sat at 63% in this poll in November. That plummets the next year to 47%. Then there's a poll that says that 44% of Democrats don't want you to run for re-election. And
do it anyway.
Do it anyway. And then Elliott gets 25% of the delegate vote. Despite the fact that Elliott reports, as did Andrew Rice, which, by the way, you met him, right? Andrew Rice, the tall, lanky kid that was running for office against Rosa DeLauro. You were one of the first people to talk to him.
That's the communist guy, right?
Yeah. Well, he just says he's a leftist. I don't think he used the word communist, but he's a leftist. But he's a tall, bearded guy with glasses.
Yeah.
Andrew Rice. He was on the show this week. So there are people who were saying that the establishment Democrats do not want Lamont. And again, Andrew Rice, as Elliott has said, that was the point I was trying to make. Both of them had said that in both of their races, that people in the Lamont campaign were threatening to withhold money to their districts should they vote for Josh Elliott or Andrew Rice.
Yeah. Remember, did you get that with Lamont screaming at Adam? Get one person to prove that. Get one person to prove it to me.
Yeah.
And Adam said,
Josh Elliott.
Josh Elliott said you threatened his
Yeah, his campaign. No, the delegates.
Yeah.
You're threatening delegates, neighbor of those towns, to push their support. And even with that, like I said, Elliott still gets 25%.
I'm curious, what do these progressives, these communists, what is the draw? I'm not understanding. I mean, you have all these children running around griping and moaning about millionaires and billionaires while they stay at home and eat Tide Pods and play Roblox, and they're mad at other people for having the audacity to go out and earn money, right? And this is who's voting for these progressives, these communists, these Marxists, because they believe, you know what, I shouldn't have to go out and earn everything. Somebody should just give it to me because I showed up, I was born, I'm entitled to this.
Many of them do not believe that there are opportunities, but this is the part that I go all into the weeds on this. These progressives have made a genuine mistake from the get-go, and that is they did not go to college to get better jobs. They went to college to get degrees, right?
3 of them?
Yeah. But they got these degrees, and these degrees meant something, but they were sort of void of real-world experience, right? It's great that you have a degree on, 5th century Greek, philosophy. How can you apply that to an IT job? I think not, right? These are not real world degrees. That's, I guess, the best way to put it. And so they walked out of here just going, I thought that college was supposed to be a place where I expanded my mind. It's only turned into a place where, bums, emerge.
Jenny, from Forrest Gump, Jenny learned how to expand her mind, but I think they used acid, didn't they?
Yeah.
Listen, kids, save yourself some money and go get some acid. Don't do that.
Well, you
Just
look
saying,
at the kids.
Don't go to college to expand your mind. Go to college to get a job.
Right. And if I look at something, I always used to mock the kids who go to school and they say, I'm going to get a business degree. And I would just sit there going, it's not as simple as getting a business degree. A business degree is going to teach you how to be a manager at Starbucks. Like, that's what that's for.
Yeah. I mean,
College
you go on LinkedIn or ZipRecruiter. I know Roland likes ZipRecruiter. You go on these things and you're looking at your, a master's degree required for this job, and you're getting, $17.50 an hour.
Yeah.
So you went to school and you got this degree in this useless field, and now you're angry that the job isn't going to pay you what you think you're entitled to. Well, who walked you to this career? Where were your parents in all of this? Where were your guidance counselors? But now you're mad at people who had the intellectual foresight to go ahead and work in something different. Is it nepotism? Probably. Go get yourself some nepotism. Marry into a good family, or maybe just go and work hard.
Yeah.
Don't tax millions. What happens to Connecticut when the millionaires are taxed at 4%?
Fulton is sending me, I say Fulton, Adam 12 is sending me a message. He says, talk to yard goats. Are you saying that you spoke to them? He called them. Adam 12 talked to the yard goats. I think he's saying that he talked to the yard goats about my idea.
Good grief. We got to get that man a paying job.
We do.
I swear. Good grief, this man. Listen, I'm going to...
Adam, he has the, by the way, he is a great booker for this show. He is a horrible texter.
Yeah.
The worst of its kind.
Hey, listen, I got a list. I'm gonna start texting you my list, Adam.
If you're telling me, Adam, that you spoke to the yard goats and you mentioned to them or told them to listen to the show, just tell them that I will mention it again, what the idea is. I'm going back to, hey, look at that. Top of the 9th and the Red Sox 5-7. They're climbing. I told you it could happen.
You know what?
What?
I don't care. Zero care in the world.
Oh, no, sorry. Game's over. That's over. That's the final game.
Well, there it is.
5 runs in the 8th and the 9th inning, and it is over. So
they finally showed up.
1, 2, 3 strikes out. Yeah, so apparently they did. So does that mean, Roland, that we're going to the regular broadcast now? Have we already done that yet? I think we're about to. All right, so in 5 minutes, we will go to our regular break as we do. I will call Adam to find out if he spoke to the yard goats. When we return, Talk a little Karmelo Anthony. We've got some Negro nonsense to boot on that. Also, we'll talk about Graham Platner. And then we'll talk about Act Blue. You don't want to miss this. Apparently, the CEO of Act Blue was in Congress today to answer questions after they were subpoenaed for some dirty fundraising and some dirty campaigning. We will get that audio to you. You're not going to want to miss this. It's like a whole bunch of stuff to get into. And then if you may have missed my earlier conversation here with Rozan, we're going to talk about the yard goats and an idea that I have for the yard goats that I think they would love. And they love experimental stuff, I hear. Joey says it's a lot of fun stuff. Yeah, I know Mark in West Hartford is not a big fan, but I'm sorry. I'm trying to make it interesting. Don't hate me. Don't why hating on me? And don't, the whole, running interference on my grind, chill. I'm trying to make things better here. So I'll explain all of that as well. Plus, Rozan will talk about why she hated on the woman who tried to put her hands on me. I don't think that the woman was really going to touch me.
Yes, she was.
But Rozan was not feeling that woman.
I synced
Hey,
it.
you so much right now.
She had the audacity to put her hands on me. Roland, we looking good to go to regular radio? Looks like we are. All right. So if you're just joining us and you've joined this program in progress, when we return, Karmelo Anthony, we'll talk about Graham Platner and him winning his Democrat nomination yesterday. We've also got audio from the congressional hearing with Act Blue. We'll talk about the yard goats again, and we'll also talk about my experience in talking to, or arguing with, for that matter, Ned Lamont, and why his camp did not want to answer questions off topic today. And I think they're going to be doing a lot more of this. You were going to say, did you have something you wanted to add?
Well, I was just going to say the Act Blue, we can't even verify the name of the individual that spoke today.
Yeah, wait till you hear. This audio is going to make you laugh, but at the same time frustrate the hell out of you.
We don't know the person's name. I'm sure we should have asked about gender. That would have been fun.
That would have probably been fun. Anyway, hold on. I just got a text message. Let me see. We're working on, because of that press conference today, we were seeing if we could get, okay, we're trying to get Ryan Fazio to call in, but it looks like his communications team is calling in. So I'm going to say 5:30, the latest, is when they can call in if Ryan wants to. So he can respond to the press conference today. I think that's about it. So, like I said, all of that and much, much more. Rozan is here. I'm trying to figure out if there was anything else that I missed on this. Oh, I have to play this audio from CNN from Shermichael, whatever his name is. Why am I forgetting his last name? Shermichael McDaniels or something like that. He's got one of those McDaniels names or something. He said something on CNN and I thought was interesting about the Graham Platner issue with him winning the primary. Oh, that's what I got. Susan Collins' first ad after Graham Platner's win.
That's a good one.
That's what I forgot. I've got to play that as well. So stand by for all of that and more. Yeah, Singleton. That's right. Shermichael Singleton. I told you it was one of those names. It's like the aristocratic black name, right? It's like, it's like
Howard Thurston.
Exactly. Booker T. Washington. The third.
No, you can't.
That's right.
It's all the tongue.
Well, we return. We'll take a break here, Roland. We're good? Just wave your hand. Just say, hey. We're good. All right, we'll take a break here. We'll come back. More news, more views, and weather and traffic's coming up with Mark Christopher in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. It's Reese on the radio.
Unlock smart business buying with fast free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
One of the most highly anticipated IPOs is on the way, with AI startup Anthropic announcing that it confidentially filed its IPO papers with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Anthropic didn't release any financial numbers, but it recently raised $65 billion, giving it a private market value of $965 billion, making it more valuable than rival OpenAI on the private market. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combination therapies that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and to the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. Northeast Men's Health, advanced medical science to empower male performance.
At a huge law firm, does your case feel lost? And at a small firm, they might not have the muscle to truly fight for you. At BPS Lawyers, we're small enough to give your case the personal attention it deserves, yet large enough with the resources and expertise to get the job done right every time. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Glastonbury, Hartford, Essex, East Hampton, New Hartford, and Simsbury. Visit bpslawyers.com or call 860-CALL-BPS. Nick Payne-Dearest is responsible for the content of this ad.
Hartford, we've got a problem. Home care is in crisis and there aren't enough caregivers to meet the demand. So if you've got a loved one with Medicaid who needs care, don't wait. Freedom Care will help you get care at home from someone you already trust. A family member or friend who lives with you and can get paid to help with everyday needs like meals, medication, bathing, and mobility. If you have Medicaid, it's 100% free to you. No waiting lists. Just real care from your people right now. Freedom Care handles it all, training, payroll, and support. So you can stay safe and comfortable at home. And your caregiver gets paid tax-free after every shift, guaranteed. With 97% satisfaction and over 150 million hours of care delivered, Hartford families are already making the switch to care at home. Take care of your own and get paid with Freedom Care. Call 860-530-5203. That's 860-530-5203. Call now. 860-530-5203. 860-530-5203.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Rozan is back. Look at that. Now we have to pull the volumes all the way up now. Now it's regular. Now it feels realer now. Now that we're back. And look, I tried to fix your lighting, but you have this glow about you today, Rozan. It's absolutely stupendous. It's beautiful. It is. It just is. By the way, someone who called yesterday, Lori called yesterday, and she couldn't finish her story because we were literally at the end of the show, and she's calling back now. So I'm going to see. I'm not going to be able to do it. I feel it now because now it's at 6, and she's never going to be able to finish it because it's a long story about her going to college, and I don't want to miss it. So, Lori, I'm promising you, do me a favor. Wait until the 4 o'clock hour. Just call me back at the 4 o'clock hour. I promise you I will get you on so I can hear the rest of the story because I wanted to hear the rest of it. She gave to, and I had to end the program. Like I said, when we come back, Graham Platner, Karmelo Anthony, Savages outside the courtroom, and all that good stuff when we return, as well as Susan Collins' first new ad, which is hilarious. We'll play that for you coming up in the next hour or so ever. Rozan will tell you what she hates today because some woman had the audacity to put her hands on me.
Tried.
So she's going to let you know what she hates. And then what else do we have? I think that's roughly about it. Plus some, the congressional hearing with Act Blue. You don't want to miss this.
And the human that showed up.
That
That we can verify was in fact human.
We can indeed say that it was a human. That's some good stuff that we got from that audio. I'm trying to figure out if there was something else. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about yard goats. I want to talk about that because we went to the game yesterday, and I do have to admit I was impressed at how many people were there on a school night. And a lot of kids seem to like it there.
I love it. I'm not a huge baseball fan. I'm not deeply, engulfed in the game, the balls aside. There's something very
electric,
nostalgic about, and mind you, now I didn't grow up in a family where baseball games were a thing. We were very poor.
You sure you're Mexican?
Yeah, I was born that way. Anyway, I didn't grow up where that was a thing. Like. The big outings for our family was Pizza Hut once a month. Like, that's what we could afford. Yeah, we were very poor people. But there's something very nostalgic about sitting in the ballpark, just looking around and seeing all the people. We got to see the Puyas. The whole family was there.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was great. And I really enjoy being in the atmosphere. It's not super crowded, and it was great.
Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Of course. So, Mark. Now, Mark, I got you here.
Yes.
Now, I brought Joey in earlier in the show. Now I'm bringing you in.
Okay.
The 2-foot-long hot dog comes in a container that you can carry.
Yep.
It doesn't have a name. I want to give it one. I want to call it the Yard Boat.
Oh, I like that.
See? The man is a genius, I tell you.
The Yard Boat.
The Yard Boat. And you can have variations. Rozan said you can carry beers in them.
Oh.
Or the Nacho Yard Boat.
Or the Nacho Yard Boat.
And Joey said the sub could be
the sub.
Yard Boat and submarine.
The Yard Boat sub. All of it is brilliant. And it just keeps it keeps the theme going. We're gonna get into something because I hear that I'm gonna call Adam in a little bit to find out if he talked to them. But anyway, you go ahead and do the traffic. I just wanted to run it by you.
Now, have you been to Doogie's restaurant in Newington?
No, I haven't.
Not yet.
Oh, they specialize in massively long hot dogs.
Oh, okay.
That's all you.
That's all me.
Right on the it's right on the Berlin Turnpike. A 2-foot hot dog.
Yeah, that thing was long. I'm not gonna. I don't think I can even mess with that thing.
Now, did you make it out to Bears out in center field?
No, not yet.
Bears barbecue. Oh.
No.
Oh, another.
Yes.
Oh, yes, we did. That's right. We did that long. We did that as well.
It was.
I gotta let you go. We got a minute.
Another must stop at Duncan Park there, guys. If you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound side of 84 slowing, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound slows about a half mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays 33 to 32. If you're traveling to westbound, slowing by exit 4 in Glastonbury. 9 northbound's Tight Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. Northbound Parkway, some slow traffic by 50 in Meriden. 84 westbound in Cheshire, slowing approaching 26 to the Mixmaster. Eastbound 84 into Waterbury, tight by 18. And again from 26 down to the 691 interchange. South 95 New Haven, tight 46 to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The rest of this afternoon, partly cloudy, humid. The humidity on the rise, temps in the upper 80s, maybe a couple of showers, a thunderstorm this evening, warm and humid with lows in the upper 60s. A child is dead after Manchester police say she was struck by a vehicle this morning. The 3-year-old was hit on East Center Street, say police, who responded a little after 4:30. Now, the 49-year-old driver did remain on the scene. The child was taken to Connecticut Children's and pronounced dead. That investigation is ongoing, including trying to figure out why the little one was in the middle of the road in the middle of the night. State Representative Jonathan Steinberg, the outgoing co-chair of the Energy Committee in the legislature, says the state's relationship with Eversource remains contentious.
The time of us being understanding is over. Now we have to look out for our own interests, and the only way we can do that is to make them accountable in some fashion.
Now, Governor Lamont agrees. That's why his campaign is introducing reforms that he says will lead to lower electric rates. He says utilities should be forced to renew their franchise agreements every 15 years.
My patience runs thin. We're going to make sure these guys have to earn their franchise. It's not a divine right you get forever. They're going to pay attention that we're changing the rules of engagement.
Now, he wants to require utility regulators to consider affordability when setting rates and wants the companies to review the cost effectiveness of system upgrades. But State Senate Republican leader Stephen Harding says the governor should be doing more, like eliminating the public benefits charge, which was recently reduced. Legal authorization of the government's warrantless overseas wiretapping found in FISA Section 702. That runs out on Friday. Leaders on both sides say the program is critical to national security, but President Trump's decision to appoint a loyalist as acting director of intelligence is getting in the way of a quick reauthorization.
Even at this late date, GOP leaders are still hoping to pass yet another short-term FISA extension before the Friday deadline, but Bill Pulte's installation as intelligence chief is a major complication. Democrats are likely to withhold the support that would be needed for both houses of Congress to move fast. After 2 meetings on the issue this week with House Speaker Mike Johnson, the president says he wants the mortgage watchdog to temporarily serve in the DNI role to undertake what Trump calls the immediate and needed downsizing of the office.
That's correspondent Stephen Portnoy. New report out today on inflation shows prices at their highest levels in 3 years. According to the Department of Labor statistics, due primarily, it says, to price spikes in wake of the war. Analysts say that could be the norm for a while, but President Trump didn't seem fazed at the White House today.
I love the inflation. You know why? Because as soon as this war is over, I can say it now, something you didn't know. Do you know we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil? Nobody knows it. You know who doesn't know about it? Iran, until right now.
The so-called Benadryl challenge is making a comeback. The social media fad encourages young people to ingest large amounts of the antihistamine on a dare. There have been 3 drug overdoses in Connecticut children in the last 2 months. They haven't officially been tied to the challenge, but Dr. Melanie Collins at Connecticut Children's in Hartford says parents and guardians need to have conversations with their kids.
It's really, really important to create an open and safe space so that you can talk about these things, but also that if something happened where someone makes a mistake and does something stupid, which all young people do, they know what to do. They know that they can call 911. They know that they can call poison control.
Collins says she can't overemphasize the importance of securing prescription and over-the-counter meds and discarding any that aren't in use anymore or that have expired. Ugly day on Wall Street. Dow dropped over 950 points, 1.87%, back down below 50,000. The NASDAQ lost 500, and the S&P was down 119 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than you dread yard work, with a swarm of hungry mosquitoes buzzing around, then you might have Insuranoia. You should have NJM Insurance. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
Reese is on the radio. Here we go now. He's on the radio. One time, he's on the radio. Give it to him now. He's on the radio. We never finish 'cause the party don't stop. The way we consider politics, we on top. We flip it like sandals, except we never flop. And when we drop, you know we gon' pop. Reese is on the radio. Here we go now. Reese is on the radio. One time, come on. Reese is on the radio. Give it to him now. Reese is on the radio. Go.
All right, Reese on the radio, second half of the show about to begin. We got plenty of news and plenty of views. Let me look here. Just want to make sure if we have any breaking news right now. Boom! Ryan Fazio will be joining the show at 5:30. Just got word. I know you might have news, but as quick as you can get him on because he only has. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. But it's going to tell him, if you could, Adam, let them know to call in roughly. If that's going to be the case, then they should not call in at 5:30 because you know we're going to be doing top of the hour traffic and weather. So they should call in roughly 5:37. Thank you, 5:37. Adam, please let them know to call in at 5:37 exactly so that they don't get interrupted, and we will not waste the future governor's time. Yes, I said it. I said it. Mark Christopher's back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Mark, I got a pretty good music news for you today, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not spectacular, but you'll like it because apparently there's a blind R&B singer in it.
Oh.
But you know this.
You know me, I love my blind R&B singers, so I really do. I don't know if you put that in a category. I generally like that description of a singer, so.
Yeah, no doubt.
What about the deaf rapper?
The deaf rapper? No, we don't have one of those yet.
No.
Yes, we do.
Oh, who's a deaf rapper?
I'll find it. I'll show you.
Okay.
All right. If you're heading into Hartford right now, 84 eastbound, you've got delays 46 Sisson Avenue down to the Bulkley. Westbound 84 tied up, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 91 southbound delays 33 to 32, again slowing by 28. If you are traveling to westbound, we have an accident in Glastonbury between 6 and 4. The right lanes out there, delays are approaching 6. Behind that in Glastonbury. 9 northbound slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 9 north again is a little tight from exit 24 up to the 72 interchange in New Britain. Westbound 84 is running slow, approaching 26 in Cheshire to 25 again at the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing by 18, again slowing 26 down to the 691 interchange. Northbound Parkway delays between 61 and 62 Wallingford into Meriden. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
As we go through the rest of the day, we still have a few clouds out there. A few showers have been mostly staying out of our area. A high coming down from, I should say, a high of mid-80s. Tonight, we still have a few showers, possibly even a thunderstorm as we go through the evening. The low is 67 degrees. It's warm and humid right into tomorrow, where we have another hot, humid day. Sunshine and clouds. High of 92 degrees. There will be a late day thunderstorm possible, and that's going to bring some heavy rainfall as well as some locally damaging wind gusts. Tomorrow night, still those thunderstorms kicking around early in the evening. Then it's partly cloudy, still sticky with a low of 72. Friday is hot, humid yet again, clouds and sunshine. We will also watch for another chance for a thunderstorm. These are going to be some stronger thunderstorms with heavy rainfall, hail, and damaging wind gusts. 97 for the high on Friday. Saturday, mostly sunny but less humid, a high of 92. And Sunday will be hot, sun and clouds, and a high of 91. Right now it's 86 in Plainville, 80 in Vernon, and 82 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
This crazy-ass woman actually found a deaf rapper.
His name is MC Baba. He's from the Congo. I'm not joking. Look it up. I promise you, it sounds just like that.
It's not bad. Let me let Lori in here. Lori, yesterday you called in at the end of the show and you were talking about there was something that you wanted to share. Now I don't even remember what it was because Rozan's completely taken me off my game. What were we talking about yesterday that you wanted to share that got into your story?
Well, before I say that, were you guys just talking about the kid with the video with autism that did all the bird calls? Is that what you guys were talking about?
No.
MC Baba.
MC Baba from the Congo, and he's
a deaf rapper.
He's a deaf rapper, and he just makes dolphin sounds on the record. It's that bad. I don't even want to. Maybe I'll put it online. I don't think you even want to see it. Anyway, so yesterday, what were we talking about that we didn't get to finish your story?
We were talking about entering contests, or you guys were talking about betting and putting money towards things that you don't know if you're going to get a payout.
Exactly.
That's why I ended up calling. And I was just saying how for some unknown reason yet to be discovered, I decided to put an entry into a writing contest, and I paid $35. And I won't find out until October whether or not I'll actually get anything from this.
Okay, so the $35 to enter into the contest, if you win, what exactly do you get out of it?
Well, first prize is $5,000.
Okay.
So that would be nice, but I'm realistic enough to know that it's the writing that I sent in. It's probably not what they're looking for.
Okay. But why did you enter?
Who knows?
Why did you enter it knowing that there was, was it because there was a $5,000 prize, or was it that you thought you can win it, your writing was good enough, or you figured you just give it a shot, said, hey, who knows? Because, and this was the basis of this, Rozan, because you weren't here yesterday, was that the one time I felt absolutely guilty about putting money towards something and getting no return from it was the first time, I think, one of the earlier times when the lotto went to $1 billion.
Oh, yeah.
And I had put so much money into it, not a lot, but I put enough money into it several weeks, and I had already started spending the money. So when the guy actually won somewhere in like Michigan or something, I wanted to hunt him down and yell at him because he won my money.
He won your money.
And I'm like, to me, I hear that and I go, I've never seen my life change so dramatically, being bitter and angry and upset that I didn't win this money because I had planned so much with it. So here's Lori saying she did the same thing. She actually put in $35 for a $5,000 prize that she may not get. I wouldn't do it.
So it's kind of like, I used to be a newspaper reporter.
Okay.
Like years and years and years ago, fresh out of college. I had my own beat. So I know I'm a decent writer. I had discovered this article that I had written about climbing Mount Fuji.
That's
I
right.
thought it was good enough and might be interesting enough to submit to the contest. And it was just kind of for the heck of it. It's kind of like, I feel like a good analogy would be when people go on to The Voice, and
Right.
they're pretty good singers. They go on, and if they hope they get a chair turn, and that will vindicate whether or not they really should even continue to pursue music.
Right.
And this is kind of how I feel about that.
Oh, so you're testing the water to see whether or not there is a viable career.
Well, not even like a viable career, but just kind of just to see if I'm on to something at all.
Oh.
You know, just even submitting like pieces to other publications just to kind of, I guess maybe a career, not necessarily a career, but just kind of like a side gig.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Like I said, I wish you luck. I know you're not going to find out till October. I'm sure there will be plenty of entries for said $5,000. But I do have to ask you this before I let you go. Will you at least know what place you came in? So, like, let's say 100 entries come in. Will they tell you whether or not you're like, I don't know, 14th? Or will you just know that you weren't selected?
I don't know about the placement, but I do know that they will give you a courtesy, like a courtesy feedback response.
Ooh.
You know, if you were selected, this is kind of why. You know, maybe you might want to look at tightening up your rating this way or that way. So I'm kind of also interested in that kind of feedback too.
So they will write you back what I would call a hate mail.
A critique.
Okay.
I'm just going to call it hate mail. That's what I'm saying. If you didn't give me the prize, if the letter doesn't have a check attached, this is hate mail. That's my view.
Okay, fair enough. Actually, what's worse is if you're sending me something and wanting me to send you money back, then that's really hate mail.
Yeah, I hear that. Exactly right. Indeed. Thank you, Lori. I'm glad you finally got to tell the story. I didn't want to cut you off yesterday, but you know it was near the end of the show. But thank you.
You're very welcome. I appreciate you even being curious. So have a wonderful day.
My
Love you
pleasure.
guys. Thank you so much.
You got it. Thomas is on the line. What's going on, Tommy T?
Hey, I'm doing well, thanks. Hey, now I got to listen till October to see what comes of the
what comes of the contest, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
We're all
tease,
invested
a long tease. Hey, Reese, you got me thinking about when you named that yard goat thing. I'm thinking a little plastic tub. It's a refillable popcorn bucket as much as you want, and it will symbolize. We'll call it the deficit bucket. And it will symbolize the bucket, the empty bucket that we have to throw into that ballpark every year to the tune of millions of dollars because they never can make any money, even though they get voted the nicest ballpark.
It is the nicest ballpark. Will you people stop hating on my people? I'm not taking it.
It has to be the nicest ballpark.
It better be, exactly.
It gets voted the nicest park in the country.
You guys have to start supporting it. Stop hating on it. I'm out of here.
Supporting the deficit bucket.
Get out. Goodbye. Stop hating on the park. I just got here. Can I enjoy the baseball games? Goodness gracious, you people are awful. Okay, so let me get into this thing. What should we do first? We should do Negro nonsense, or we should do the whole Graham Platner thing?
Oof. Let's do Negro nonsense.
Why not? I think it's only appropriate. So today's Negro nonsense is brought to you by none other than Jasmine Crockett and Tubbs, which for some reason that's not working.
Jasmine
Why is my thing?
Spit.
Is it not working? Yeah, it's not working here. Of course it's not, because I have to go and get the physical piece because I don't have it here. There it is.
Negro nonsense.
How dare you?
Negro nonsense.
How dare you?
Negro nonsense.
How dare you?
Negro nonsense, Jasmine Crockett and Tubbs talking about, of all things, which I actually couldn't believe she said it, in talking about the knife that was used to kill Austin Metcalf. She says was a Swiss Army knife. But that isn't where it really gets bad. It's what she said about it as a weapon.
Was it a switch? I don't know what he had.
It was like it seemed like it was a multi-tool, almost like a Swiss Army.
Like with like with the little scissors and everything and whatever. So it was small. Well, I would have argued the size of it alone, you wouldn't even think it's a deadly weapon.
Yes. Yes. Jasmine Crockett and Tubb said that she would not refer to the weapon that took the young man's life as a deadly weapon because she thinks it was a Swiss Army knife. And you said, which was profound, was a Swiss Army knife would barely pierce the heart.
It's not the blade. Okay. A Swiss Army knife
At best.
is maybe 1.5 inches. 2 inches on a good day. It's not going to get, I mean, for this kid to have plunged a 2-inch knife perfectly into the heart, that's difficult, right? But I want to say this, that TSA guidelines prevent a Swiss Army knife from being brought on board an airplane. And I'm just saying, if someone came at Jazzy Crockett's spit with a Swiss Army knife,
it would be considered as such.
how frightened would she be? How indignant would she be? What sort of noise would that heifer make? Because somebody had the audacity to come near her with a Swiss Army knife. She's got a lot of cajones. Great old big cajones.
Well, I think what's happening here, this is the part that's really upsetting to a lot of people. Not so much to me. I've been trying to warn you of this for a long time. Is someone was saying that Karmelo Anthony's life is over. I've never heard a more ignorant statement in my life in this story. Karmelo gets out when he is 40-something.
46.
46, thank you. Austin Metcalf never gets home, never comes home. That's over. And there are other people. I think there's a woman who was an attorney, a black woman, who was on Roland Martin, a guy who still wears an ascot in 2026, who said, and I quote, that what happened to Karmelo Anthony was a public lynching, to which I respond, again, Karmelo Anthony is alive. If this was a lynching, we'd have 2 dead teenagers. We do not. There are plenty of people who are so angry at this, they wanted a lynching. But he got 35 years in prison, and half of that time he'll have to serve, but he will still get out before his 50th birthday.
So, Karmelo Anthony used a 5-inch serrated edge, sharp point knife to stab this boy in the chest. 5 inches. How many inches is that?
I don't know. That's considerable.
I know in Virginia you cannot have a knife that goes from pinky to index or pointer finger,
That's
right?
correct.
Like if it goes beyond that, your knife is too big in the state of Virginia, you can be arrested for a felony.
That's right.
Right? It's bigger than that. In Texas, if you know anything about Texas law, you can carry anything. You cannot carry a weapon on a school premises. You cannot at a school function.
You know, Reggae Don says, I wish he never carried a knife with him. You know, that wasn't the issue. Remember what he said and people who, what people testified
His own
to.
witnesses.
Right. What people testified to. If you touch me, you'll see. That is criminal intent to kill.
Listen, you're going way beyond.
Mm-hmm.
In the state of Texas, in order for a stand your ground defense to be effective, you have to show that you are actively attempting to leave the situation. You also cannot be the aggressor in the situation. You
Correct.
cannot be the instigator of said aggressive situation.
Right.
This Karmelo kid walks over to the tent of another school.
Correct.
Begins whatever interactions transpire. Let's say he comes over and he's shaking everybody's hand. Hey, good luck, guys. Best of wishes. Hope everybody got a great run. Everybody has some water. Let's assume he's doing that.
Right, which we know he
The
did.
minute somebody says, hey, man, you need to leave here.
That's right.
That was his invitation to begin departing. That would have been the beginning of it was self-defense. I was leaving the situation.
Correct.
He didn't do that.
He refused to.
He said that that Metcalf put his hands on him.
After, of course, asking him to leave.
From Karmelo's own witness. Karmelo's own witness said he lightly shoved him.
Correct.
Lightly shoved
In
him.
essence, like, hey, come on, buddy, let's go.
And that's when he proceeded to stab Austin Metcalf in the chest.
One time.
One time.
And after he made the warning, touch me and you'll see.
Find it. Right.
Yeah.
That is a threat. And here's the other thing. He came with a knife. He brought his bag with the knife with him to the other tent. That shows, if nothing else, intent.
Correct. Well, let's go one step further. A stand your ground defense. It's almost like saying, okay, this tent, I want to use it like somebody's backyard, right? It's like going to somebody's backyard and someone telling you you're uninvited and to leave, and you insist, say, if you push me, you'll see. But in this case, we're just going to leave it as it is. But the beauty of this is, and this is the part that even White Mike brought up, you don't usually say this was self-defense or stand your ground. And after you stab Austin, you run.
Right.
You stand there and say, hey, I did this because I was in fear or I was in a situation where I was being threatened.
Yeah.
He got up and run because he knew what he did was wrong.
Right.
It was
and
criminal.
According to one of the attorneys, he goes to his, or not the attorneys, somebody, one of the commentators, one of the liberal media outlets, says that he goes to his coach and says, I don't think I really hurt the kid.
Yeah. Right.
You stuck him in the chest with a 5-inch serrated, sharp-pointed knife.
Yeah.
And then go, I don't think I even really hurt the kid.
And then did not stay to witness what it is you did to the kid, which, again, blows my mind.
I'm just saying, even Mongo had the wherewithal to stay put, didn't he? Mongo didn't run.
Yeah. Anyway, in fact, Reggae Don brought up something that says one witness recanted in court after saying literally that the accused was surrounded by a number of kids.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Right. His own witness recanted.
Recanted.
And another witness said, well, he was surrounded, but then when he's shown video goes, oh, yeah, well, I didn't really see it because I had my back to him.
It's awful.
So none of his witnesses.
Yeah, let's get to weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's here. When we return, we'll talk about Graham Platner and the Susan Collins ad that just came out yesterday. Mark Christopher's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon, everyone. If you're heading in toward the Hartford area right now, you're going to see some slow traffic 91 southbound from exit 37 to 35. Again, tight 33 down to 32 A and B in Hartford. Another bump down by exit 28. Minor slowdown as you approach 19 in Meriden. If you are traveling in the westbound side of 84, slowing in East Hartford, approaching the Bulkley to 47. 84 eastbound tied up about a half mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel. 2 westbound slowing 1D up to the 84 west merge. If you are traveling right now into the Berlin area, 9 northbound slowing 32 up to exit 34 in New Britain. 9 northbound's tight in Middletown, approaching the Harbor Park area up toward the Aragoni Bridge. Northbound Parkway, some slow traffic by 62 in Meriden. Westbound 84 is slowing from 22 to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound Waterbury tight by 18. Again, some slow traffic 26 into the 691 interchange. Southbound Parkway delays from exit 51 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The rest of today is partly cloudy and humid with a shower in spots coming down from a high in the mid-80s. Tonight there's a couple showers, even a thunderstorm this evening. Otherwise, we're mostly cloudy with a low of 67. Tomorrow is hot and humid with sun and clouds. Even a late-day thunderstorm is possible with some heavy rainfall. Locally damaging wind gusts are possible too with a high of 92. Friday is hot and humid, a high of 97 and some late-day thunderstorms. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
83 degrees at 4:30. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Little girl is dead after Manchester police say she was struck by a vehicle early this morning. The 3-year-old was hit by a vehicle on East Center Street in the pre-dawn hours. The driver did remain on scene. There's no word on why the toddler was out in the middle of the night. Governor Lamont's campaign proposing a series of reforms to hold utility companies accountable and force down electric rates. He says that operating in the state is a privilege, not a right, so franchise agreements for electric companies should not be automatically renewed.
And I think you got to earn that privilege, say, every 15 years. And every 15 years, Pura has the right to say, this is how you delivered over the last 10 or 15 years. And then you get that renewed or not renewed, depending upon your performance.
But State Senate Republican leader Steve Harding says Lamont should be doing more, including the elimination of the public benefits charge, which was reduced in the last legislative session. President Trump threatening more airstrikes on Iran. The military says it launched strikes on Iranian military sites today. Tehran fired back at countries in the region. The president told reporters at the White House hours later that, quote, we're going to hit them hard again today. Portions of Connecticut are in a Stage 2 drought advisory. Fairfield, Middlesex, and New Haven counties are under that advisory. Low water flow levels have led to the move. Stage 2 is the second of 5 stages of drought advisory, which is the awareness stage. Health experts are advising parents and guardians to keep an eye on their children's social media. This as the so-called Benadryl challenge appears to be making a comeback. The phenomenon encourages young people to take the antihistamine in order to experience hallucinations and other impacts. While there have been 3 drug overdoses involving children in the last 2 months in Connecticut, it's not known officially if they were the result of the challenge. Dr. Melanie Collins at Connecticut Children's Hospital in Hartford says there is a way to get rid of unwanted and expired meds.
Contact your local police department and you can return any of these medications back. I would also say that you might consider having other antihistamines in your house that don't have as sedative properties as Benadryl and haven't been made famous on TikTok.
Wall Street, not a good day. In fact, it was pretty ugly. The Dow lost 953 points to fall below the 50,000 threshold. NASDAQ shed 509 points, and the S&P lost 119. On the radio this afternoon, Tampa Bay beat the Red Sox 7-5. At the stadium, the Yankees hammered the Guardians 8-4. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Maybe you're sitting there and saying to yourself, man, I can't raise my arms. Well, I can't climb stairs. I can't kneel down. Brian Shackman here, and I'm here to celebrate what you can do. And that's exactly what QC Kinetics patients are doing. They're not bracing for the next jolt of pain because it's gone. They've moved on back to living their lives the way they want to. Now, I've talked a lot about the team at QC Kinetics, and so many of you have been through their game-changing regenerative treatments done right in the office. You don't miss work. There's no surgery, no long recovery. The inflammation calms right down. The pain backs right off. I had my free consultation. I'm preparing to go in and get the work done on my ankle and my shoulder, and I'm probably going to do it in July, and I'm very excited about it. We love hearing from you and your stories, not just mine. We here at WTIC helped a lot of people dig out from under that long list of can'ts and get back to living their best lives. So find out what you can do. Call QC Kinetics right now. That consultation's free. They're in Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury. That number, 860-440-PAIN, 860-440-PAIN. Again, QC Kinetics, 860-440-PAIN.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Of course. You see what happens when I don't pay close attention? I make a mess. I always do. Because I'm, again, so caught up doing everything on my own, I end up making a whole mess. And I'll figure it out. Let's do the stupidest things.
could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Rozan, what is the one thing I will never, ever eat that is a fruit?
Watermelon.
What?
Watermelon.
Why?
Because it's Negro food.
Thank you. And
slave food.
It's slave food. What? Right? And
Well,
when I mention it and I say it in front of other black people, they look at me like I have 3 heads. What are you talking about? Watermelon's good, right?
Yes.
Don't they? They say it every time. What's wrong with you, boy? You can't eat watermelon? They even go so far as to say, will you eat it cut up in a bowl so it doesn't have the rind? And I go, no, you don't eat watermelon in public. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The stupidest thing I read today comes from NewJersey.com. This was from yesterday. The school's lunch menu is demeaning and put on a Juneteenth image, according to district leaders who are furious. Montclair Public School Superintendent Ruth B. Turner went nuclear on the school lunch provider, Sodexo, and a racist stereotype with the well-documented history of demeaning African Americans or black folks. The company quickly apologized, groveled, and presumably promised to stick to planned text or approved produce only from now on, or stick to planned approved text in the future. The article solemnly informs us that watermelon has long been weaponized as an anti-black trope, so slapping it on a Juneteenth menu was basically a microaggression lunch special. That's right, folks. Watermelon. I was right. You were wrong. It apparently is a racist trope. Yeah?
Unless it's about Palestine.
That's right. That's right. It's a different argument. I tried to tell him. People don't agree with me, but I'm right every time. And it is, listen, don't get me wrong, watermelon, absolutely refreshing treat in the summer. It's fantastic. Mark Christopher's in he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
I love watermelon.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
You know what I really miss? And if anybody for a big shot at Friendly's Ice Cream is listening, I miss your watermelon sherbet. That's not available anymore apparently.
Really?
But I love their watermelon sherbet.
Maybe they'll bring it back for Juneteenth. I'm kidding.
That would be, what is that, next Friday?
I think so, yes.
Next Friday, yeah. Bring it back on the 19th or any day. I'm ready. I am ready. Reese, thank you very much. If you're westbound 84 coming into Hartford, you got delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound's tied up about a half mile before 46 is an avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound sluggish, 36 to 35 in Windsor. Again, 33 down to 32 A and B in Hartford. Another slowdown down by exit 28. And you'll see delays again, 19 to 17 in Meriden. If you are traveling on the westbound side of Route 2, you've got delays by exit 4. Again, 1D up to the 84 west merge. 9 northbound slowing Middletown Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 9 north again slowing 32 up to 34 in New Britain. Westbound 84 is running slow 26 to 25. Again at the Mixmaster. Eastbound 84 sluggish 26 in Cheshire to the 691 interchange. Northbound Parkway delays approaching 62 in Meriden. Southbound Parkway sluggish from 51 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Still could be a stray shower around as we go through this evening, but it is a cloudy, warm, and kind of muggy night as we hit a low of 67 degrees. Tomorrow, we're hot and we're humid. Sun and clouds for us, a high of 92 degrees. In the afternoon, expect a late day thunderstorm, and this is going to bring some soaking rainfall as well as the risk for locally damaging wind gusts. Tomorrow night, as those thunderstorms wrap up in the evening, it becomes quiet, partly cloudy, still warm and sticky. The low just 72. Friday is hot and humid again for us with sun and clouds. The high 97 degrees. There will be a thunderstorm late in the afternoon, and those thunderstorms can bring not only the flooding downpours and the damaging wind gusts, but also some hail. Saturday, mostly sunny, hot, less humid finally. The high 92 degrees, though. It's still a hot day. And Sunday remains hot for us, sun and clouds, and a high of 91. Right now it's 84 in Bloomfield, 82 in Middletown, and 82 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying, where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
The Travelers Championship. This is where greatness locks in. See the world's best. Defending champ Keegan Bradley, Scotty Scheffler, and more. June 24th through 28th at TPC River Highlands. Tickets at travelerschampionship.com. Now is the time. This is the place.
Hi, Dave Berger from Modern Plumbing Supply. Did you know the average person uses a toilet 2,500 times a year, and the average toilet lasts 25 to 30 years? So with that in mind, wouldn't you want the best? Stop in today and see our extensive line of Toto toilets, the world's largest toilet manufacturer. Modern Plumbing Supply on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin, featuring Toto Toilets, a brand we proudly stand behind. No pun intended?
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
So many of you may have heard that Act Blue was in Congress today, and they had to answer questions about a lot of the undercover investigations into their operations. And their operations have been shady at best, thanks to the work of James O'Keefe and others. But James O'Keefe really spearheaded the investigations into Act Blue and where we are now. And what many people have realized through James O'Keefe, if you've never seen these investigations, please go look them up. So what James did was simple. He checked Act Blue's records to see who was donating to Act Blue. There would be an exorbitant amount of money that would come from individuals' homes. And we're not talking about random 3, 4, 5 folks. We're talking about a crap load. And what he would do was he got the suspicion, or many people helped him reach this suspicion, that Act Blue was taking money from foreign actors and then saying that the money was coming from average Americans. In particular, New Jersey and Long Island, where his investigation had led him. So I watched one of the videos, and I'm going to sort of paraphrase how this went. He shows up at the Miller's home. Hi, Miss Miller. How are you? I'm James O'Keefe. I'm with Project Veritas, or I think at the time he started this was Project Veritas, but I'm with O'Keefe Media. And I understand you made a donation of $18,000. And the woman would go, to whom? And I was like, to this political action group called Act Blue. And they were like, no, I'm on a fixed income. I don't have that kind of money. Well, it really isn't your name, but it says your husband's name is on here. In this particular case, and I'm paraphrasing here, this is really how it went. So the woman calls her husband, Morty, come on down here.
Morty.
I'm just using the name.
Right.
Morty comes down. He's like, hey, what's going on, Steph? This gentleman here says that you gave $18,000 to Act Blue. He was like, you out your mind, boy? And we lose his mind. It's like, oh, no, I didn't. So this led to other investigations, and it's all over the place. So the whole idea is that it wasn't that the Millers never donated. The Millers probably donated as little as $10 to $15 once.
Right.
maybe even twice, but it was always small amounts, especially if you're on a fixed income and you're a retiree, which generally was the target of Act Blue. And then more and more people started reporting.
Well, I think you're forgetting is that they would donate this $18,000, and then there would be another $5,000.
Correct.
And
I was
there'd
gonna-
be-
yeah.
It would be like in a year giving
Correct.
tens of, hundreds of donations.
Right. Tens of thousands of dollars being there. And again, no one questions it. So today there was a hearing on that. And the CEO of Act Blue
Allegedly. You'll see why.
showed up today to answer questions. Jim Jordan, who is usually the firebrand here, he kicks us off with a series of questions he asked to the CEO. It went a little something like this.
Your board chairman said Act Blue accepted up to 38 million contributions in 2024 that had the signs of foreign origin. How much fraud is too much fraud?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Do you think this is going in any other direction, Rozan?
Well, I've already seen the video, so.
No.
How many foreign contributions did Act Blue accept?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
How much money did Act Blue accept from Russia?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Why did your entire legal team quit? Your in-house legal team.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Yeah, this is getting really, really bad. So they wouldn't answer any questions. She invoked her Fifth Amendment privilege, even on things that she would clearly be able to answer, like, I don't know, like the employee handbook. We go to Representative Mary Miller. She asked her these questions.
I want to take a moment to highlight a section of an Act Blue employee training document. Your company's memo states, and I quote, "If an otherwise legitimate donor uses a fake name, we would want to accept their donation," end quote. Can you confirm whether this is the advice that you give to your employees?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
So, yeah, that wasn't going anywhere. And when I say this was going nowhere, folks, and nowhere fast, even the basic question about, ma'am, what's your name, was met with the same opposition. Take a listen.
I want to make sure I'm respectful. Is it Ms. Jones or Ms. Wallace-Jones?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Okay, wow.
You hear the people in the background.
Like, what?
It's your name. So we can neither confirm nor deny that that was in fact
a person,
a male or a female that may or may not represent Act Blue in some form or capacity. We can, however, confirm that that was in fact a human being.
You know what also is great? That when the Democrats tried to help her out, she still wouldn't answer.
Over and over again, Donald Trump's Department of Justice has harassed black women with bogus lawsuits. We should not forget the harassment of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, Lisa Cook, their harassment of the New York Attorney General Tish James, and their harassment of our colleague, New Jersey Congresswoman LaMonica McIver. So it is not surprising that this Republican-led committee is now attacking Act Blue and its CEO, Ms. Wallace-Jones.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question.
No, sorry. No, that was me. That was brilliantly done. I love how they're trying to make this a race thing now. Like it's a race thing that black people are gone after in this way. You know, what did Jim Carrey say in Liar Liar? Stop breaking the law, a-hole.
Well, I just want to say that it's really, to me, intriguing that they're examples of harassed by Donald Trump black women.
Right.
Are all DEI hires who were horrible at their jobs, ultimately lost their
Oops.
jobs, and are now facing their own criminal prosecutions based on malfeasance.
Yeah, that's typically it. I think what we're going to see beyond a shadow of a doubt is Act Blue is going to have, and also the Southern Poverty Law Center is going to be a hell of a reckoning in the next 2 years. And as much as people are going to be upset about this, I don't care. You know, I told everyone last year, be patient. This was going to be the year that a lot of stuff was going to start coming out. I think it was John Solomon of Just the News who revealed that Tulsi Gabbard, who's leaving her position as the head of D&I, is leaving her job to go be with her husband, who has a rare form of cancer. Mm-hmm. And they say, John Solomon says, before she exits the door, she's like throwing grenades. Like she's coming out. Let's just say, hey, I'm going to go take care of my husband, but hold this. And she is going to completely go scorched earth because there's a lot of things that have been said about that woman and been attacked, especially what people said after she said she was going to resign to be with her husband. The vitriol and the vicious things people said about her husband and his disease shows exactly how bad. Oh, yeah, they went there. And so that's why I said, there's a reckoning coming. And I think that's the reason why you're seeing these people lose their ever-loving minds and be so disgusting because they know the reckoning's coming.
It's one thing to come after me, right? Mm-hmm. Come after my husband. I dare you. I dare you. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Don't scorn a woman when it comes to her children or her husband, because it's over.
Yeah.
We don't play nice. I will bite you while I claw your eyeballs out.
I don't
care.
And that's the interesting part about Tulsi Gabbard. It's like, who here thinks she's not a tough woman? Like, who thinks that?
Tulsi Gabbard, she holds her own. She walks in, you see her. She has a confidence and an air about her that just says, don't even try me.
Yeah,
And she's not arrogant. She's not a bully. She's not pushy. She just has an air about her.
Yeah, I just find it amazing that people would go so low. But like I said, according to John Solomon, he says he's going to go scorched earth. I got to read this report. We're going to do this. We're going to come up on a break real soon. The esteemed Simsbury Joe has been sending me a couple of stories in the last day or two about some very disturbing things that have been happening in the last couple of days in and around Connecticut that involve young children with adults. And these stories are not being reported here in Connecticut, which, again, is mind-boggling because...
Is it, though? Knowing how Connecticut feels about children, is it really mind-boggling?
Yeah.
These people don't
It's
care
mind-boggling in the sense of how selective these stories are.
Well, is it black children that are being murdered by white children?
I get your point. Not to your point.
Because if it's not, then nobody cares.
But these
apparently.
communities where this stuff is happening that they're not reporting on, it doesn't make sense that these aren't stories. We had the 12-year-old girl who committed suicide, or at least they alleged has committed suicide. We've not received any update on this young lady.
And you're not going. Here's the reason why: black and brown people don't matter.
But this was a young white girl.
Unless it's for your vote. Nobody cares about white kids either. Are you kidding? White kids are even less popular than poor brown. White kids are less popular than poor,
brown
dead,
kids?
Black and brown kids.
Right.
This state
not
does
unless
not,
they get deported.
This state does not care. I said dead black and brown kids.
Okay.
White kids are less important than dead black and brown kids, and those dead black and brown kids only matter if they were murdered by a white person or are being deported. That's it.
Yeah.
White kids matter even less right now. That's the world we live in.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm
here's
not
what
surprised.
here's what I think the real nasty cover-up is in these stories. And that is, it is a permission culture that I'm learning more and more in Connecticut, where people are literally, they're lowering their defenses or refusing to step up and push back on a lot of this agenda that's going on. And they are willing to sacrifice these kids' innocence to not offend people of a
mentally
certain
disturbed adult.
Well, they're just trying so badly not to offend those folks. I watched that video. I can't remember who sent it to me. It was just the other day. Maybe it was you who sent it. Right? No, it wasn't you. Somebody else. Was when Candace Owens was talking to Nick Cannon, and Nick Cannon was getting on her because Nick Cannon's, he's of Hollywood. He's of that elite stature. He's got millions of dollars.
And kids.
And millions of kids. But he was having a conversation with her saying, why can't you just accept that these people believe, like a man believes that he's a woman? Why can't you do that? Just don't you care about their feelings? And she was trying to push back on that. She was just like, it's not about your feelings. It's about facts. And I believe in objective truth. And that's what it's about. He goes,
she was still capable of cognizant thought.
So he keeps going on about, but yes, it was like, why do we have to offend them? Like, why can't we just ignore them and just allow them? So she threw it back at him and she says, well, okay, if it's about their feelings, then what if they say to you, Nick, that they are minor attracted people? And they're not pedophiles. They're just minor attracted people. And this is the way they feel. Would we then adhere to what their feelings were? Well, Nick, because he's got a hell of a lot of kids, immediately said, oh, no, that's a bridge too far. Of course it is. You see my point? You are selective. You're not a hypocrite. You're selective. So not everybody's feelings matter, especially when they don't adhere to you. And that's the point that we're talking about here, or at least I am, in this story in Granby and the other story I had yesterday. But we'll talk about that later on. Stand by. We got to get to some weather and traffic. But this, again, it bothers me because there's way too much of this stuff happening in the state, and I'm done with it. Let's take a break. Mark Christopher's back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark, music news. Remember, blind R&B singer. And yes, it is who you think.
Oh, okay. All right.
We'll wait there.
If you are heading into Hartford right now on the southbound side of 91, look for slow traffic 37 to 35 in Windsor, again 33 down to 32 A and B in Hartford. Another slowdown as you approach 27 to 28 in Hartford, and you're sluggish again approaching 19 down to 17 in Meriden. Now, if you are traveling on the northbound side of 91, look out for an accident reported between exit 14 and 15 in Wallingford on 91 North. Right lane is blocked there. If you're traveling westbound 84 into East Hartford, delays from 56 Governor Street into the tunnel out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound slows about a mile before 46 into the tunnel. Again, a little slow out by the 384 interchange. 3 northbounds backed up from I-91 over the Platner Bridge up to the Route 2 ramps 13B and C in Glastonbury. If you're traveling 9 northbound into Middletown, you're slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. Again, slows from 32 in Berlin up to 34 in New Britain. Westbound 84, some slow traffic, 22 to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound sluggish, 26 down to the 691 interchange in Cheshire. If you are northbound on the Parkway, look for slow traffic up by exit 62 in Meriden. Southbound Parkway delays 50 into the West Rock Tunnel on the southbound side of the Parkway. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The rest of today is partly cloudy and humid with a shower in spots coming down from a high in the mid-80s. Tonight there's a couple showers, even a thunderstorm this evening. Otherwise, we're mostly cloudy with a low of 67. Tomorrow is hot and humid with sun and clouds. Even a late-day thunderstorm is possible with some heavy rainfall. Locally damaging wind gusts are possible too with a high of 92. Friday is hot and humid, a high of 97 and some late-day thunderstorms. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Follow WTIC News Talk 1080. Don't miss out on important updates in Connecticut. From breaking need-to-know news, weather alerts, and more. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app now. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 5 o'clock in afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We have partly sunny skies out there. Temperature of 81 degrees. A child is dead after Manchester police say she was struck by a vehicle this morning. The 3-year-old girl was hit on East Center Street. That according to police who responded a little after 4:30. A 49-year-old driver did remain at the scene. The child was taken to Connecticut Children's in Hartford and pronounced dead. The investigation is ongoing, and this afternoon, the State Department of Children and Families said it had been investigating the family for reports of lack of supervision in 2 instances this month at the time of the tragedy. Democratic State Representative Jonathan Steinberg, who is retiring from the legislature and as chair of the Energy Committee, says the state is still at odds with utility giant Eversource.
But right now, it's so adversarial. This is not a healthy relationship.
So Governor Lamont is trying to set new terms by proposing reforms for the energy industry aimed at bringing down electric prices. He wants franchise agreements for the companies to go up for renewal every 15 years based on performance.
You know, being able to have monopoly use of the polls here is not just a natural right. I think it's a privilege.
Governor also plans to invite more competition in the market and impose profit caps on the utilities. Republican State Senate leader Stephen Harding says the governor and Democrats should be calling for the elimination of the public benefits charge, which was recently reduced on a bipartisan basis. Legal authorization for the government's warrantless overseas wiretapping found in FISA Section 702 will run out on Friday. Leaders of both parties say the program is critical to national security, but President Trump's decision to appoint Bill Pulte as the acting director of national intelligence is getting in the way of a quick reauthorization.
Even at this late date, GOP leaders are still hoping to pass yet another short-term FISA extension before the Friday deadline, but Bill Pulte's installation as intelligence chief is a major complication. Democrats are likely to withhold the support that would be needed for both houses of Congress to move fast. After 2 meetings on the issue this week with House Speaker Mike Johnson, the president says he wants the mortgage watchdog to temporarily serve in the DNI role to undertake what Trump calls the immediate and needed downsizing of the office.
Correspondent Stephen Portnoy, the president, has hinted more strikes against Iran could be on the way after the downing this week of a U.S. military Apache helicopter. Correspondent Karen Travers at the White House reports the president is still talking deal.
To hear it from the president, everything is ready to go. It just needs final sign-off. But that, of course, has been very elusive at this point, and it is still not entirely clear that these complicated issues of the highly enriched uranium, the control of the Strait of Hormuz, and Iran's demand of unfreezing of some of their assets and lifting of sanctions has actually been resolved.
Portions of the state are now under a Stage 2 drought advisory. The advisory covers Fairfield, Middlesex, and New Haven counties. State officials say this is due in large part to a significantly lower stream flow in water bodies, the result of a lack of rain. The Stage 2 represents awareness of drought advisories under the state drought plan. They're asking folks to minimize their water use if at all possible, by doing such things as using the dishwasher and washing machine when they're full and fixing any broken plumbing or leaky pipes. Well, the Knicks will try to bounce back from Monday's loss in the NBA Finals tonight at Madison Square Garden. New York leads the series over the San Antonio Spurs 2-1. Tip-off time is 8:30. In sports or baseball this afternoon, game we had here on TIC, the Red Sox fell to Tampa Bay 7-5. Yanks pounded the Guardians 8-4. Wall Street, the Dow down over 900 points. The NASDAQ gave back 509, and the S&P was down 119. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Did I really, really scare you because I wasn't here?
Yeah, what am I supposed to do? Go over there and figure out which buttons to push to turn this thing on?
Yeah, you should have been ready to do that in the
Well,
event that
you
I'm
should probably-
incapacitated.
You should probably teach me how to do
I
it
will
then.
teach you how to do it.
All
Don't worry. We're back. Reese on the radio. Rozan is here. And you know what time it is, Rozan? It's your favorite part of the day. News. News. It's music news. Gail, the pop singer known for ABCDEFU. That's a song you loved. Used to sing it a lot in the house. She turns 22. That song's at least 7 years old. 22. Jeez. Lee Brice, country singer behind the song Rumor, turns 47. Faith Evans, formerly married to Notorious P.I.G. She turns 53 years old. I used to have such a crush on her. And then I met her once, and she smelled like somebody dipped her in marijuana. Worst moment ever. Joey Santiago of the Pixies turns 61. Kim Deal of the Pixies and the Breeders turns 65. And on this day in 1967, Stevie Wonder released the single I Was Made to Love Her, which became a major hit and showcased his evolving sound as he moved deeper into the classic period. That same day, California's Magic Mountain Music Festival brought together Jefferson Airplane, The Doors, and the Byrds in one of the early large-scale outdoor rock events, which eventually would turn into, historically, Woodstock. And in 1975, the Eagles dropped their album One of These Nights, featuring the title track called Lion Eyes, which helped define their polished California sound. And also, on this day in 2004, legendary singer and songwriter and pianist Ray Charles passed away at the age of 73. See, I got two black, blind R&B singers in one music news. Mark Christopher, who's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
This was a song, man. 1975.
Yeah.
Title track to One of These Nights.
Great song.
Oh my God. Are you kidding? This is an awesome tune.
Yeah. It wasn't like they were undersung, Mark in West Hartford. The Eagles are the Eagles. In fact, if I remember this correctly, stop me if I'm wrong. Don't they have one of the, if not one or the first most popular song ever purchased?
Boy, I don't know, but I think
it's between Thriller and what was the other album?
I think their album, their greatest hits album, their first one, was
right,
the all-time greatest selling album of all time.
That's correct, because it always goes back and forth with Thriller.
Right.
Yes,
exactly. I think you're right on that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I could llisten to this song.
They had a great sound. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, these guys could sing. They all could sing. Listen to the voices. All right, let's do some traffic. Reese, thank you very much. We are coming to you from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound slowing, 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays 33 to 32. Again, 27 down to 28. More slow traffic 19 to 17 as you move down into Meriden. Now, if you're traveling northbound 91 in Wallingford, we have a crash there northbound between exit 14 and 15. Right lane is out there. Stay left. Heading to westbound, some slow traffic as you merge with 84 West and East Hartford. 9 northbound slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge of Middletown. 9 north again a little slow by 32 in Berlin. Westbound 84 is slowing 22 to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound sluggish from 26 in Cheshire to the 691 interchange. Northbound Parkway, you've got delays approaching exit 62 in Meriden. Traffic being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. Traffic moves slow, but your transformation shouldn't. Columbia Implant Center provides full dental implants in just one visit. Open 7 days a week in Manchester to fit your busy life. Get your smile back today at ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Still could be a stray shower here as we work through the evening, but overall it becomes a quieter night, mostly cloudy and warm and humid, a low of 67. Tomorrow we are hot and humid, sunshine and a few clouds. There will be a late day thunderstorm, but our high is 92 degrees. Now with some of those thunderstorms late in the day, watch out for flooding downpours and locally damaging wind gusts. Thunderstorms will die down through the evening, and then tomorrow night we are warm and sticky. A few clouds out there and a low of just 72 degrees. Friday, hot and humid. We start off warm, we continue through the day. Sun and clouds will put us at 97 for the afternoon. There will still be a late day thunderstorm, and that could be strong with flooding downpours, damaging winds, and the potential for hail too. Saturday, mostly sunny and hot, but less humid, the high 92. And Sunday, hot, sun and clouds, and a high of 91. It's 82 in Farmington, 82 in Manchester, and 83 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
ProHealth Physicians has proudly been keeping Connecticut healthy for nearly 25 years. ProHealth accepts Husky Medicaid, Medicare, TRICARE, and most major insurances. For trusted local care for your whole family, call 1-855-CT-MD-411 or visit ProHealthMD.com. Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune into the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission, $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code BOOST to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code BOOST to borrow up to $10,000. Use code BOOST to borrow up to $10,000.
From politics to news to music to movies and anything above the sun
And outer space and beyond, it's Reese on the radio. Damn, he's good. Only on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I'm only as good as they say I am. And they say it a lot. No, I'm kidding. Did you roll your eyes? I was kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's that humility
I'm just kidding. Hey, I want to play this. So Graham Platner in Maine won his primary, which a lot of people had said it was going to happen anyway. I didn't have any doubts. Janet Mills had already dropped out of the race, so there was nothing going on. But I think, that Susan Collins has a pretty good chance of maintaining her Senate seat. They've counted her out before. Graham Platner's taken on too much incoming as a political candidate right now. He's volatile. You think his last name was McCormack. But that's sure. But wow. But what Susan Collins' team did was nothing short of brilliant. And do I have it here? No, I did not. Why did I not have it here? Okay, fine. Then I have to go here in order to play it. Here is Susan Collins, her People's new ad. I didn't even add it here. I cannot believe I didn't add it. This is exactly what my problem is, that I forget this stuff and I don't have it available. This is so typical. Here it is. Just listen. Yep, that was pointless. Darn thing just paused on me. This is just a joke. This is so horrible. Here it is. Now I will play the Susan Collins ad. It's just bad. I'm just telling you, I'm not unprepared.
Susan Collins spent time as a kid picking potatoes in Maine. Graham Platner spent time as a kid at a $70,000 a year prep school in Connecticut. Susan Collins has brought more than $1.5 billion back to Maine for hospitals, schools, roads, and communities across the state. Graham Platner runs a hobby oyster farm whose only customer is his mother's restaurant. Graham, say hi to your mother for me, okay? Susan Collins doesn't have a Nazi tattoo, and she doesn't have an account on a notorious predator's Paradise app. Graham Platner did for years, and this was his profile picture. Oh gosh, please, get that off the screen. Anyway, Susan Collins, a senator we can be proud of.
It's a great ad. It's a great ad. And it shows you exactly how dedicated Republicans have become to the online game and the ad game. They are knocking it out of the park. I don't know if that's going to be the winner, but it's a great way to start. They can only get better, or at least you hope.
Just saying.
So Graham Platner, this thing about him being on this predatory site, that there's so much to that bothers me. And then I get a story like this. And this is out of Granby. What I said earlier, folks, was it isn't about pride. It's not about gay lifestyles. Please, and I don't have to preface that, but please know this to be true. I don't have to say a thing as a caveat to any groups I don't care to. You understand that? My record is clear. Okay? Got a bisexual sister, gay sister, best friends, people I hang out with, hairdressers growing up who used to, cut my hair.
A stepkid.
What? Stepkid. Two of them from the LGBT community. You got nothing on me. Nothing. And I wouldn't care if you thought you did. Just so you know. But when I hear stories like this, where people who are bending over backwards, not to offend, that they put people's lives in danger, that's where I draw the line. Because this has nothing to do with the LGBTQ community. Does it? Because when I read this story, that's all I want to hear from you. If you're a part of that community, I want to hear you say, well, I understand. I dare you.
This is one of ours.
It's just, exactly, because you will not. You'll denounce it. Listen closely. If you're a parent anywhere in Connecticut, but especially if you have kids near Granby, you need to hear what's unfolding right now. A teaching assistant allegedly working in Granby High School special education program is at the center of an active police investigation, according to reports. He's accused of sending naked photos to a high school student. He was fired in the last week or two. Granby police have confirmed that there's an active investigation. But here's the part that got a lot of parents furious. The school did not send a broad notification to the entire community. They only reached out to the specific people law enforcement contacted. Superintendent Sherry Burke did not put out a letter to families, they allege. She says a parent raised a concern. The district contacted authorities, and they notified, quote, community members who may have been in contact with the teacher. She stresses, according to this story, that he passed all the required background checks when he was fired, the state, federal, and DCF, and that he's no longer with the district. They can't say more because of the ongoing review. But a lot of folks in Granby aren't buying that we followed procedures line. They point out that a simple Google search of this individual's name pulls up public photos of him doing nude modeling. something that's been out there in the open, not exactly hidden. So, how did that not raise any flags during the hiring process for a job working with vulnerable special ed students? It gets worse, they say. At a recent Board of Education meeting, when parents tried to raise these exact concerns and other issues, they say Superintendent Burke reportedly berated them and even called the police on them. Police showed up, looked into it, and apparently found the parents weren't doing anything wrong. This isn't isolated. Granby schools have been dealing with a string of transparency headaches, questions about a secret contract addendum, boosting the superintendent's pay, how certain threats were handled, bullying complaints, and the works. The district's position is clear. They followed the rules, the checks were clean at the time, and they're cooperating with authorities now. But the parents find publicly available information in seconds that is supposedly thorough vetting missed. And when the response of legitimate questions was to call the cops instead of answering to them, in essence, calling the cops on them and never answering to their questions. That doesn't exactly build confidence. Police have confirmed the investigation is active. The focus right now should be on getting every fact out, protecting every student, and holding the people in charge accountable. So, if you're in Granby, stay on this.
Well,
Okay?
I want to say, too, if you're in Granby, parents, talk to your kids. Find out if they're victims. Granby parents, Granby kids, go to the police and talk about this.
But
this
see,
is not okay.
I'm telling you, I've talked to parents. I talked to a parent just recently, okay? And it's funny because they are scared to death to address these issues because they think that in some way this is an affront or would be offensive to people in the LGBTQ community. And my view is, wait a minute. If you're telling me that the abuse of a child causes you not to address it because it may offend the people in the LGBTQ community, you're saying something here.
The LGB community, I've dropped the Q because you are lesbian, bi, or gay. That's it, right? And the LGB community will stand by, this is who we are. These other people just threw their letters in there without any permission, okay? So that's number one. The LGBT community does not support abusing children. The LGBT community does not support sexualizing children. The LGBT community is a strong proponent of adopting children with the intentions of raising a healthy family.
Now, I want to make this abundantly clear. We are not, and Rozan and I are not shooting from the hip on this. This is, and again, this is not our personal opinion. This is documented fact that the argument has been made in the LGBT community. They feel 100%, they've made it publicly clear that they are being lumped into a group of people who will openly tell individuals, quote unquote, and you've seen it from choirs to messaging, we're coming for your children. Yep. And in actions, by the way. Yep. And in actions. And that's where the divide is here.
Right. But, okay, I'm going to give a little bit of information here that's probably it's really personal. I'm a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, okay? One of the biggest reasons it was allowed to continue, it is generational in my family. It was passed down to the person who did it to me by the person who did it to them, was passed down, so on and so forth. This was not an isolated thing. The reason that this is allowed to continue happening where children are destroyed emotionally and spiritually and physically is because people don't want to talk about the dirty little secret. We don't want to mention the uncle who touched us inappropriately. We don't want to talk about the grandfather who makes us feel icky when he's rubbing us. We don't want to talk about the stepdad who makes us feel weird when he's forcing us to take a shower. Right. These aren't things that we should not be forcing children to remain silent about these things. And as parents, to look at your child and say, listen, I love you, but we're going to keep this quiet because we don't want to offend. To hell with offending other people. I dare you come for my child. I dare you.
This is, again, in this, I get so much pushback from the people who are very concerned about, and I know where you're coming from when you send me this stuff and these stories, is that a part of it is you're almost daring me, but another part is that you're concerned that there aren't people who are willing to step up and to protect the children of the community. But you know me since I got here, all right, from the Solomon Schechter School, okay, to even when we were talking about the former superintendent. This is something I refuse to shy away from. Refuse to. And again, this is not about offending any particular groups who are consenting adults. This isn't about them, but it is about any time you engage with our young people, right? And the people who are so concerned about these groups that when things like this happen in the Granby case, that we're so concerned about offending, then we leave these kids vulnerable.
Well, parents, if you're a parent and you're telling your child, we're just not going to say anything because we don't want to offend anybody, you're the freaking problem, parent.
Right. Yeah.
You are the freaking problem. You are
Or administrator, for that
matter.
matter.
You are watching these children be destroyed. You have no idea what it does to children when they have been abused like this.
And this is
then to turn around and tell the child, your voice doesn't matter, just be quiet. That grown adult should not be held accountable for their actions. You as the child are responsible for their behavior.
But this is the point that I'm making about all of this again. And I want people to understand it. There is a reason why there are parents here in the state who do not want anything related to sexuality, gender, or any of those things, alternative lifestyles, whatever they may be, is that they're cautious about this being taught or being introduced in their classrooms, in the libraries, or otherwise. That these discussions, because they're sensitive and because we're talking about children's innocence here, that should be respected. Not the agenda stuff, not the tolerance stuff. That we don't want anybody to be intolerant of particular groups. We don't want to be either. The point is that there has to draw a line that says, look, you be you. We will celebrate that till the cows come home. But can you please just leave our kids out of it?
My body, my choice should apply to children, too.
And again, parents, if you were one of these people who want to introduce this stuff to your kids, okay. As much as exactly, we want you to have every right to take care of your kids or teach them whatever you want, just as much as the parents who don't want this introduced to them. I believe in a fair playing field. If you want to take your kids to the bar and go to these transgender stripping events that are family friendly, absolutely, 100%. But please don't make it a requirement of every other family or tell them that they can't opt out. And that's what the Supreme Court did anyway. So. I just want to move it out. When we come back, gubernatorial candidate Ryan Fazio joins us on the program. You want to say something real quick? Because I only got like a second.
I just wanted to say tolerance is not the problem. We want children to be tolerant of everyone. We do not want children to be tolerating being sexually abused.
Damn right. All right, we'll take a break. Mark Christopher's back. He is at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're westbound 84, look for delays in East Hartford, 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue, 84 eastbound slowing about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 84 eastbound's a little slow out by the 384 off ramp at exit 59. Southbound 91 Hartford slowing 33 to 32, again 27 to 28. If you are traveling on the northbound side of I-91, look out for an accident in Wallingford right now between exit 14 and 15, and that was taking out the right lane there. If you are traveling into Middletown, 9 north and southbound slowing approaching the Aragoni Bridge, we have an accident 691 westbound on the Merritt Southington line by exit 5. Delays are back to exit 2B behind that. If you're traveling 84 eastbound in Cheshire, a little tight, 26 down to the 691 interchange. Also, looks like we have an accident now southbound on the Parkway. And it looks like it's just south of exit 50 in Hamden. Delays are back into North Haven behind that. Northbound Parkway slowing from exit 46 up to the accident scene, rubbernecking at that southbound crash. 95 South New Haven slows 46 down to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy and humid with a shower in spots coming down from a high in the mid-80s. Tonight there's a couple showers, even a thunderstorm this evening. Otherwise, we're mostly cloudy with a low of 67. Tomorrow is hot and humid with sun and clouds. Even a late-day thunderstorm is possible with some heavy rainfall. Locally damaging wind gusts are possible too with a high of 92. Friday is hot and humid, a high of 97 and some late-day thunderstorms. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 5:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. The State Department of Children and Families says it had been investigating the family of a 3-year-old Manchester girl who was struck and killed by a vehicle in the pre-dawn hours this morning. DCF says it received complaints on June 1st and June 5th about under supervision. The child was hit on East Center Street this morning. Police arrived around 4:30 a.m. The child later died at Connecticut Children's in Hartford. The driver did stay at the scene, and the police investigation, remains ongoing. $2 million in FEMA funds headed to Connecticut. The agency says the money is for costs incurred during the Hawthorne fire that burned on Lamentation Mountain in Berlin in October of 2022. Stage 2 drought advisory up for portions of Connecticut. Governor Lamont says Fairfield, Middlesex, and New Haven counties are under the drought advisory. This due to significantly low stream flows in bodies of water. The Stage 2 advisory is the awareness stage, the second of 5 in the drought preparedness and response plan. Inflation at its highest level in 3 years. President Trump, though, downplayed the report by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, saying he loves inflation and citing that when the war is over, it will tumble, as will oil prices. Possession of child sex abuse material charges against a Vernon resident, 62-year-old Mark Harrington. He once worked at the now-defunct Channel 3 Kids Camp. They were destroying some computers from that camp when it was found that images of child sex abuse material had turned up on those computers. Police also investigating some electronics found at Harrington's home in Vernon. He now faces a host of charges. Checking Wall Street this afternoon, not a good day. In fact, a rather ugly day. The Dow shed 1.87% of its volume, back down to under 50,000. The NASDAQ gave back 509 points, and the S&P was down 119. Tampa Bay beat the Red Sox on TIC this afternoon, 7-5. Yanks were 8-4 winners over the Guardians at the stadium. And it's Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight between the Knicks and the Spurs. Knicks try to bounce back from their loss on Monday. They still lead the series 2-1. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-284-1238. 800-284-1238. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-284-1238.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
You know, Rozan, every time you hear...
Now,
What have we learned?
What have we learned?
What have we learned from this little fable?
So what have we learned if nothing else, children?
So what have we learned, huh? So what have we learned from that?
So what have we learned here today? What have we learned so far?
What have we learned, Rozan, today?
Okay, one of the things I learned that I didn't get to share about was all of the Connecticut Democrats who receive Act Blue money.
That's right.
You got Murphy, Blumenthal, Larson, Courtney, DeLauro, Himes, and Hayes, all of whom have active Act Blue accounts, with several of them, including DeLauro and Johanna Hayes, having multiple Act Blue accounts.
Act Blue accounts
Yeah.
for fundraising.
For fundraising, yeah. So I learned that today.
Uh-huh.
I also learned that Ned Lamont can't math.
Not good.
The math ain't mathin'. I also learned that Lamont may have a touch of the old timers. Let's see, what else did Rozan learn today? Hold on, I made a list.
You did?
Of course I made a list.
Oh, good.
Let's see. I learned that the bank, Green Bank.
Yep.
Interestingly, did you know that the Green Bank accepts what they call a small contribution from the public?
That's correct.
$25 million is their small contributions from the public, and they use the bank actually to back private investors.
Uh-huh.
So they're taking our money and giving it to rich people to invest in solar panels and windmills. So we're not even getting money.
No, we're not.
That we're giving them our money, but they're investing it as if it were their own money.
That's correct. In fact, the numbers, none of that. You talk about the math not mathing with Lamont. The math don't math with them either.
So that's interesting. I also learned that that Lamont is a liar. Every time that old timer opens up his mouth, he's a GD liar. So that's always fun. I learned that Jasmine Crockett Spit is an idiot. I didn't actually learn that. It was just reinforced today. I learned that you are a marketing genius, and it's really kind of annoying because it's just another thing you're good at. Let's see. I know we talked about some other things.
Remember?
I hate.
Mm-hmm.
I hate you so much right now.
Exactly. Okay. Do not. I don't care who you are. Do not, as a woman, attempt to come over and put your hands on my husband. Happy, unhealthy. Well, if you're a fan and you want to hug him, that's one thing. But woman, do not come over and attempt to tell my husband to stop talking. You and I will have words.
Nate,
you want to see a Jasmine Crockett Spit level of
Ignorance.
shifting. I can be prim and proper all day long, but you come for this man right here. You come for my son. You got something else coming for you.
Nate said doesn't like women touching Reese. He was worried that you weren't going to mention that.
Oh no.
Mark Christopher is going to let you know what the traffic's like, so you'll learn it. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Rozan doesn't want anybody to feel my body.
Back off, Samantha Fox. Back off.
Got you.
When we got Ryan Fazio coming back, by the way.
You're going to get the heat from Rozan. Back away. If you are westbound 84 in East Hartford, you got delays 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound slowing 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays Hartford 33 down to 32 A and B, and again 27 down to 28. If you're traveling on the northbound side of the Parkway, look for slow traffic now as you approach exit 62 in Meriden. Now, if you're traveling in the westbound side of 691, look out for an accident by exit 3 in Southern. I'm sorry. Again, I'm having a tough afternoon. 691 westbound, you got an accident by exit 5 in Meriden. Delays are back to exit 3 behind that in Meriden. If you're traveling to 84 eastbound, you got delays 26 into the 691 interchange. Southbound Parkway, look out for an accident now just south of exit 50 in Hamden. Delays are back into North Haven behind that. Northbound Parkway slowing, approaching 46 up to the accident site. That's all rubbernecking. If you're traveling 95 South New Haven, you're tight 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
As we head through tonight, there still could be a lingering shower around the area. Otherwise, a mostly cloudy night with a low of 67. It's warm and humid right into tomorrow, where we are hot. Sun and clouds with a high of 92 degrees. There will be a late day thunderstorm for the afternoon, and these storms, when they move in, can bring flooding downpours as well as locally damaging wind gusts. Tomorrow night, as the thunderstorms die down in the evening, it's a partly cloudy and sticky night. The low just 72 degrees. We start off Friday warm and continue to get hot and humid with sun and clouds. It's a high of 97 for the day. There will be more late afternoon and evening thunderstorms with flooding downpours, damaging wind gusts, and the risk for hail, too, on Friday. Saturday is mostly sunny, still hot, but less humid, a high of 92. And Sunday, we're hot with clouds and sunshine and a high of 91. Right now, it's 82 in Canton, 84 in Windsor, and 83 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the All-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With smart business buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Brian Jackman here for CertaPro Painters. I don't know about you, but for me, I want to be able to trust the people that do work on my house. That's why CertaPro Painters could be perfect for you. They get the job done right because they take pride in what they do. And by the way, the painting is professional and all of it at the right price. When you choose CertaPro Painters, you're not just hiring a service, you're partnering with a local professional with over 70,000 five-star reviews. So schedule your free estimate today online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, Certified Financial Planner from Money Wisdom. There are over 500 ways you can take Social Security. It's a little complicated, so how confident are you that you'll get the most out of your benefits? Explore your filing options by texting Security to 800-705-1232 to get your free Social Security Simplified Guide. That's Security to 800-705-1232.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or biglou.com.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we couldn't be more honored to have this gentleman on the phone. It is none other than a gubernatorial candidate for the GOP, Ryan Fazio. Well, you got so big, you don't even call us no more. Well, we no pals anymore? What's going on, buddy?
Well, I'm back because I'm trying to get you back on track from that last segment. I don't know where the hell it was going.
No, listen, sometimes we just got to do the stories, man. But Ryan, you're out there, you're campaigning. I'm watching every one of the videos. Of course, we follow you. You, of course, are making a lot of hay out of what Governor Lamont is appearing to be now at a fever pitch to deal with, and that is the Eversource bills, the Eversource issue. Now, all of a sudden, when he's in campaign mode, he waits until he's trying to run for a third term, and he's doing everything he can to push back on Eversource, even treating them like enemies in some way.
Yeah, well, just a year ago, he was making a speech to the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce saying that they're partners.
Yes.
partners and that they, quote, get the job done. And that if people's electricity bills were too expensive in Connecticut, then why won't people shut their lights off? These are direct quotes. But now it's re-election time, so he's changing his tune. And 8 years in, he's coming up with these new ideas. And he says, oh, third time's a charm. If you elect me the third time, I'll actually get the job done. But I think people will just, it strains credulity. If you haven't done the job in 8 years, then what makes anyone believe you're going to do it in the next 4? And that's what this election is going to be all about. It's going to be holding the people in leadership, especially the governor, accountable for their record and comparing it to their words and their promises. And when that's done, it's going to be really difficult to justify third term's a charm.
Yeah, you had an amazing ad that talked specifically about that, about how he's sort of talking out of both sides of his face, now playing the so-called hero against Eversource, when again last year he was claiming how great of a job they were doing. And again, as you said, partners. You know what's another ad you got to work on? It's this one where during the campaign, during the convention, he said that he and Susan have eliminated income tax for working families in the state. And I looked at as soon as I heard it, I went, eliminated? Does he not know what that word means? He didn't do anything. I mean, like, it's insane. You know, my exchange with him went super viral when he was talking about people of color, but then all of a sudden didn't know what people of color meant. Am I missing something? Does this guy just use words that he doesn't know the meanings to?
Well, listen, for those of us who do their own taxes, we know that we're still paying taxes on the first, the $10,000 of income. And that Connecticut's tax burden is extraordinarily regressive. It's extraordinarily burdensome on middle-class and working-class families because of the property tax, because the middle-class and working-class income taxes are so high. And this governor has raised taxes. Reese, I honestly don't know if he knows whether or not he's raised taxes in the last 8 years.
Yes.
Because I'm not sure he's in the weeds. I'm not sure he knows exactly what he's signing and what he isn't signing. And either that or he's misleading the public, because if you add up every tax change he's made over the last 8 years, some increases, some decreases, it adds up to major increases. Hundreds of millions of dollars of increases. New payroll tax, that's on your first dollar of income. That's regressive. Sales tax on prepared meals, on digital purchases. That's for even working class people up and down the income scale. Hospital tax, small business tax. If it moves, he's taxed it. And yet he's going around saying he's cut taxes.
Yeah.
The facts are anything but that. And where's the fact check from the media on that one?
No kidding. Which, again, that's the reason why we started the rundown, because we're going to fact check the media on this for not mentioning. You bring up so much that here's a governor who's been talking about how affordability is the soup of the day, right? That's what we got to talk about. And guess what? This is a governor who has talked, maybe not a whip, like even a smidgen, about no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime. When we brought it up, and plenty of people did, he and the Democrats completely dismissed it. Why? Because they thought they were elbowing Donald Trump, even though they were kind of disrespecting and humiliating the very working people in the state who would love to have those taxes removed off overtime and what's the name and their tips. He ignored it. And it's like, yeah. I don't seem to understand, even with the public benefits charge, which, by the way, he played a huge role in. And now that he can't do anything about it, he's telling people, I'm going to give a reduction of $34. And he argued with me today, Ryan. He argued with me saying that I think that it's nickel and dime. It's not me. It's the ratepayers who think that he's nickel and diming them. And he doesn't care.
Yeah. And the $34 or $35 thing it's a very kind of nuanced one-time thing. It's because last year there was overcharging on something, and now they're giving a credit back. But the point is, it's temporary.
Right.
It's temporary. And this governor's policies have been permanent and long-term to increase costs. He just signed House Bill 5340, which increases one of the public benefits subcharges, and it does so to benefit for-profit energy production companies, mostly solar producers, but not only solar producers, but these are large for-profit companies paid for on the backs of working-class families, on seniors with a fixed income, people who are really hurting. I'm going to start sounding like my my friend and competitor Josh Elliott in this campaign because Ned's tax and spend policies have really hurt working class people the most. They're really regressive. The public benefits is the perfect example because low working class and middle class people are paying that, and a lot of it is corporate welfare. It's to benefit large for-profit energy companies, and that's just not right. And I think it's about time we had someone in leadership who was actually looking out for working class, middle class people who don't have a lobbyist, who don't have an activist in Hartford, who just want a life where they don't have to reach into their savings just to pay their energy bill.
Yeah, right. We're on with Ryan Fazio, gubernatorial candidate for the GOP. Ryan, I want to make this point because you said, like, where is he? Is he actually governing or is somebody else doing the work for him? Because he seems to be out of sorts. I asked him a question about something that happened in 2019. A part of his first budget, he had promised restaurants that if they charged everyone a 1% tax, that money would be funneled or returned to the community of those restaurants, so that in essence it would sort of fuel tourism. So under the cover of darkness, actually it was done in the light, the legislature ends up totally not doing nothing about it and taking the money and putting it in the general fund. And we found out later that it was over $550 million. It was gone. I asked him about it, and he looked me straight in the face and said that happened before his term began in 2019. He had to be told by Susan Raff that it was a part of his first budget in his first year in office. He didn't even remember.
Yeah, no, but you listen, why should you be held accountable for something you did in 2019 as governor? But those decisions made in 2019 have a major effect on our economy and on people's pocketbooks today.
Exactly.
Today, the payroll tax, the prepared meals tax, the consequence to towns not getting the money, as you said.
Yeah.
Any other number of taxes, the hospital tax passed in 2019, hundreds of millions of dollars in new taxes passed in that first term in office that we're still paying for today. And that is part of his record, and that is something that will need to be litigated.
Look, I'll be honest with you. Even though August 11th is going to be a lot. I don't even know if these two are going to have a debate. Josh Elliott and Ned Lamont. You would hope they would. I know you're hoping that they have a debate. Yes.
Oh, listen, I'm pro debates. I've been pro debates, obviously.
Oh no, you were the first guy.
It's fun, and I think it benefits voters. Listen, Josh and the governor and we're not going to be nasty at each other personally. It's about the ideas and the record, and we're going to hold people to account on the record, and the voters are going to get to choose very different visions for the future of the state. That's a good thing. So I hope there's lots of debates.
I do too. I know you're watching. You are all over the place. I know that you're on the ground running, and I appreciate you taking the time today. But listen, now, just don't get too big. I'm new here, and I feel like you and I have developed a relationship. I want to be like this. If you so much as become the governor of the great state of Connecticut, I want you to be like my Tom Brady, like he used to do in the radio station in Boston. On Monday morning quarterback, you sort of come in and sort of tell me how the state of the state is going, so to speak, and we can work that out some way.
Absolutely, Reese, and I'll leave you with this. We'll always have Paris.
That's it. Exactly. You're 100% right. Thank you, Mr. Fazio. Always a pleasure, and we'll have you back soon.
We'll be back, Reese. Thanks again.
You got it, buddy. You got it. That's what I want. If he becomes a governor and Reese... What?
When?
Yeah, sorry. When he becomes governor, that he will then give exclusives, sort of like Tom Brady used to do it with EEI up in Boston.
I don't know what any of that stuff means.
Well, it's a radio station up, the sports station up in Boston. It used to be in one of our sisters. I think it still is our sister station, isn't it? Anyway, Tom Brady, after the Patriots would play a game, win or loss, Tom Brady would come on the phone and talk about what's going on. If I could get that, Mr. Governor, hey, what's going on? Even call on the phone. He doesn't have to come to the studio all the time. We want to make it contractual that he shows up at least 4 times a year.
Wow. Way to make it feel, like love. You're legally obligated to be here, sir.
I want to have one of those things where he can come on, sit on the program. We can chop it up a little bit, take some calls. Some people listen. If there's one thing that I understood about Ryan in a long time, I want to say, it's been a year now that I've communicated with him. I'll tell you one thing that I will say that I can say with without a doubt. He wants the criticism.
Yeah, I mean,
He literally awaits it.
Anybody who's willing, anybody who wants to go out and help people wants to know what the people want and need. And hey, if I'm falling short, help me understand where so I can better serve you. That is a public servant. That is what Ryan Fazio is. Ryan Fazio isn't going to D.C. to be our leader like Ned Lamont. He's going to D.C. to represent Connecticut,
Well,
and that's
he's
the
going to the
difference.
governor's mansion. But
right,
yeah,
I'm sorry, the governor's. But I mean, that will be his role, is to represent Connecticut, not tell us what he thinks is good for us.
Right, exactly. Ned says, or Nate says, I call him Nate. He says Jody Rell would call WPLR on Monday, giving an update. That's what I'm saying. Why not?
I don't know who that is either. I'm sorry.
It's a former governor of Connecticut, Jody Rell.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice to know.
She was the governor when I first moved here. She took over for Roland when that whole debacle took place.
When the dinosaurs were still. Did your Flintstones car?
You were funny. You are correct. Lamont is being told what to do by the billionaires from Greenwich. Now, Peter, he's being told what to do, but it's definitely happening in his office. Because again, if you went to that press conference today,
Governor Otto Penn.
yeah, it's
I don't
really
know how else to put it. He is not there.
And
He's
it's-
not
and
there.
it's wild because I'll tell you this, and I'll say this to every reporter who was there who I know listens to this show. You are now going to shake your head after I say this. Susan Bysowicz was in charge of that press conference today, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
Have I said that during this day at all?
She dictated who spoke, when they spoke. She interrupted people when they were speaking. I mean, that was her press conference. Ned Lamont stood in the back. She even stood in the front while everybody was talking. She stood off to the side looking at the person speaking.
Playing director.
That was her press conference. Ned is, I told you in the car, he's the little finger puppet that they wave around to do their bidding.
I'm telling you.
That's all he does.
I'm telling you.
It's sad. It really is sad that, rather than be up front. Listen, I'm the guy. Ned, you're great, but I'm taking over.
Yeah. If that's the case, just run Susan.
25th Amendment, Tim. Is that a thing? I'm just saying.
I would say go that far, but it's just like Why
not? They're trying to say do it to Trump. It should have been done to Biden. Go ahead and do it to Nettie. Go ahead, Susan. Run the state any better. In fact, just go ahead and take credit for everything that you've done thus far.
That's probably the case. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. She is Rozan on the radio. Say goodnight, Rozan.
Good night, Rozan.
And you have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow. We'll see you back here at 2 p.m. Mark Christopher, he's getting you home now and forever. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Good night, sir.
Good night, Reese. Good night, Rozan. 84 westbound coming into Hartford, delays East Hartford approaching the Bulkley Bridge at 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound, a minor slowdown in the tunnel. 91 southbound Hartford. You got sluggish traffic 33 down to 32. If you're traveling northbound on the Wilbur Cross Parkway in Meriden,